Good evening, football fans. Welcome to Friday Night Lights. As LakinSports.com and Lakin High Sports on YouTube bring you tonight's exciting live streamed Lakin High Bronx football. Brett and Sandy Hendricks of LakinSports.com are excited to once again bring you live Lakin Bronx High School football on YouTube, and thank you for joining the live webcast. The webcast of Lakin High Sports would not be possible without the generous support of these fantastic sponsors: the Kearney County Bank and the Garden City State Bank, the agency of Lakin and Garden City, the Lakin Recreation Commission, Flashbacks Diner of Lakin, the Kearney County Community Development Ralph Goodnight, Shorty's Cafe of Lakin, Shelter Insurance Gwen Wecker, Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas, the Lakin Dairy and Lakin Hay Fred Ritzema, the Golden Plains Credit Union, the Lakin Pharmacy, D-Bach Metals, and Hendricks Welding. To the booth we now go with the award-winning owner of LakinSports.com and the voice of the Lakin Bronx, Mr. Brett Hendricks.
And a good Friday evening. Welcome to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, LakinSports.com. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining us tonight for Bronx football. The Bronx finally back at home after a 2-week road trip in which they traveled to Hoisington and traveled to Colby. And of course, last week you got to see the Colby game. The Hoisington game, not so much. But it is good to be home, and we're getting set. A little bit early start time here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We have senior night introductions at 6:35 tonight. That's going to consume part of our pregame. So we're gonna try to fit everything in pregame as we can, and it's going to be kind of a different schedule tonight. But we are nonetheless, we're on the air for Bronx football tonight, and we're looking forward to it. Our pregame sponsor, Flashbacks Diner.
Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at Flashbacks Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fantastic burgers, Coney and Chicago hot dogs, Philly, steak, BLT, and chicken sandwiches, along with ice cream treats like the traditional banana split, sundaes, shakes, malts, and cones. Dine in or carry out. Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at the one and only fantastic Flashbacks Diner, Highway 50, Lakin.
And a big thanks to Flashbacks Diner, along with all the great sponsors that make Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible. We had a chance to talk to the coach earlier tonight, and our coach's interview here on our pregame brought to you by Shelter Insurance, the big red, white, and blue sign, East Highway 50.
A lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Good car.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides.
Oh, classic convertible.
And have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo.
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
Love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
And welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, LakinSports.com. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining us tonight for Bronx football. The Bronx return home for the final district game of this season, and they host the Larned Indians. Now we're joined by Bronx head coach Chris Bamberger. And Coach, it's been a while since we talked. Of course, I didn't get to make the Hoisington trip, and didn't get a chance to talk last week, but we'll just go straight to last week. And I'll tell you what, it's disappointing to lose one, but now the Bronx have lost 2 straight after winning their first 5.
Yeah, you know, we were hoping to bounce back after the Hoisington game, and we felt like we had a good opportunity to do that, and we didn't make enough plays on the field to put ourselves in a position to finish the game, you know, with a win on Friday.
Offensively, the Bronx started out as good as you could start. I mean, every fan loves the quick strike, big plays, but I'm also a fan of an organized drive, and that's what the Bronx did. Got the opening kickoff, just methodically drove down the field, scored, took an 8-0 lead, and then held on defense the next possession. But then after that, the Bronx turned it over on their next possession, and it just seemed like from there, everything just snowballed against Lakin. They just never found what they had on that first drive.
Yeah, looking at the first drive, I think we were figuring about 16 or 17 plays, and we finished with 8 points. And I don't know if there's you said it, and I think we've talked about it on this broadcast before about how exciting it is to score on the first play. And don't get me wrong, I'll take that every time.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
But it is very satisfying to put a 17 play drive together and finish with 8 points. And and then we come back and defensively, and we had a really, really solid series. And we felt like we handled their offense very well in that series. So, a really good way to start the game. And I know that a lot of attention, falls on that fumble, going out. But we boiled it down to many other plays that really put us in a position to be in trouble than that one. That might have been the start of it. But it's certainly not the reason. And we've told the kids, like, it's easy to pinpoint one play that everybody sees and, man, really hang your heads about that one play and one person feels down about it. But, ultimately it's never just one play, or
Sure.
it rarely is one play. And that was probably where it started, and we just couldn't put anything consistently together to continue to do some good things.
Well, and you talk about that, and there again, that fumble, the Bronx had just had a chance to go and put another drive together. But you see on TV, so and so they lost in the last seconds, and that kicker cost them the game.
Yeah.
That one play, if they'd have done something right in the third quarter, that kicker may not have had to be in that position or something. So it's just part of it. But that's just the sad thing about it is so many times you remember maybe one negative that outshines the positives, and I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that it was just at a bad spot that the Bronx had an opportunity to possibly go up 16-0, but they score quick and it's 8-8. So, but as far as the offense goes, maybe didn't get a lot going, but I'll tell you what, Colter Oldham was the workhorse, 176 yards on the ground, and it was one of those that he's been known to break the long runs and really stack up the yards. The other night, it was 3, 4, 5 yards. He earned every bit of them.
He did. We were running some really basic plays, and Coach Drew was doing a really good job of settling into that rhythm of calling those plays. And, I think, when he's able to do that, it opens up so many other things for us. It's just nice to see. I think we have a handful of backs that could probably carry the ball a lot, but it's nice to see Colter, being able to carry the rock that many times and, do positive things with the football. Obviously, a lot of it goes through the fullback, and so it needs to go well there, for the rest of our offense to go well.
Speaking of Colter, I'm looking at the stats, 113 yards tonight to become a 1,000-yard rusher. That's pretty special, especially when you do it in 8 games.
Yeah, and he's been consistent. He's been a consistent performer there, and I don't know that any of us are surprised about what his production there. Just something that we're going to have to continue to do, throughout the remainder of the season.
Tonight, the Bronx will be a little shorthanded on offense. Armando will not be suiting up, which is sad to see this time of year. This is when the football really starts getting exciting when you start going to playoffs, but Armando won't be able to suit tonight.
No, and we're going to miss him, but I feel like the kids responded well in practice and moving guys around, and they settled into their positions. So let's hope that we go out and execute and hang on for without him being in there.
Defensively, last week the Bronx I thought did well. Colby had a handful of plays that it just didn't seem like Lakin could stop them, get him in position, but then something would happen. Couldn't make the stop when they really needed to. But I really think, maybe barring the Hoisington game, I think the Bronx defense has been one of the strong points of this team this year because they swarmed to the football. I like the way they hit an open field. I like what they're doing. And tonight, a chance against looks like a very big Larned team, but a chance to maybe make a statement.
Yeah, and we're going to need to be solid. Obviously, you want to win a game, you have to win two-thirds of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams, you got to win 2 of those 3. And defensively, they're gonna open the field up a little bit. They're gonna get into space, and they're gonna try to do some things. They got a big physical running back, about a 195, 200-pound kid. And so, we're going to need to fly to the ball, gang tackle, and be sound. We're going to need to be gap sound based on what they're doing. They're not going to do anything super crazy, but they will continue to do it over and over until, they can get a guy out of a gap or, get somebody peeking somewhere where they shouldn't be.
The 3 aspects of the game, of course, offense, defense, and special teams. But I thought last week I gave the Player of the Week, Player of the Game award to Draven Shavira. But there was a couple times punting last week that he flipped the field for the Bronx. Bronx got stopped on offense, but he had some great punts that really backed Colby up.
Yeah, he's shown that he can do that with his leg. He's been somebody that you really trust. Obviously, you need to trust your punter to put it where you want him to put it. And, Brett, offensive line-wise, we grade the offense, and he graded it at 81%, for the offensive line-wise, and that's one of our higher grades this year. He played very sound up front for us, and he's been a very steady performer for us this season.
Well, like I said, he was our player of the game last week just for reasons like that. Tonight, the Bronx opponent, the Larned Indians. Bronx 0-2 all time. 0-1 all time. But this is the first ever meeting in the regular season between the Bronx and the Indians. The loss was a 42-6 loss in the 2017 playoffs. But tell you what, it seems like it's been a long time, but it's good to be home.
Yeah, you better believe it. It's always nice to come home, and it's going to be a cool night. Hopefully the seniors, get some good quality performances so that they can remember their senior day and have those positive memories in their mind as they move forward, throughout their lives.
And that's what I was going to bring up next was senior night and those seniors that they play their final regular season game here tonight. And you know what? They go take care of business tonight. They get one more next week. So, Coach, as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Glad you come up. And at the end of the game, if you wouldn't mind, maybe you would come up here tonight. I'm flying solo tonight. JD is out with some medical issues, so okay. I'm flying solo, so I won't be able to go to the field. But if you wouldn't mind coming up here, I'd love to talk to you then.
Hopefully I can remember and I don't leave you hanging.
I'll send a flare.
Thank you.
All right, you bet, Coach. Best of luck tonight. We look forward to talking to you when we're done.
Thanks, Brett. We
you
appreciate
bet.
you.
That's Bronx head coach Chris Bamberger as the Bronx gets set to battle the Larned Indians in district play here in Lakin. We're going to take a timeout. When we return, we'll continue with our pregame right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube and LakinSports.com. Don't go away.
A lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Good car.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides.
Oh, classic convertible.
And have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo.
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
Love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Our League Outlook, brought to you by Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
We're going to run through what's going on around the league and the area. They're getting ready to do senior night introductions. But look at some scores from last week. Plainville defeated Stanton County 60-18. Syracuse forfeited. So Oakley got a forfeit win over Syracuse last week. And of course the game you saw right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, Colby 22-20 over Lakin in 8-man games. Wichita County shut out Sublette 60-0, and South Gray eked by Elkhart by the score of 40-38. Games going on this week. There was already one that was supposed to happen last night, but Stanton County was to travel to Oakley, and they forfeited that contest. So Oakley improves to 5-3 on the season. Ellis 2-5. They are at 1-5. Syracuse tonight. Holcomb 6-1 on the season. They are at Southwestern Heights. The Mustangs 2-5, and Larned, of course, the game we have here tonight. Larned 3-4, and the Bronx 5-2. 8-man action. Spearville is at Sublette, Wichita County at South Grave, and Elkhart is at Meade. Right now, we're going to break for introduction. Tonight is senior night here at Lakin High School. We'll turn it over to public address announcer Kevin Thompson.
Next up, Jordan Ortiz, daughter of Kathy and Luis Lopez. Next up, Josiah Ortiz, daughter of Chris and Sabrina Davis, and Christopher and Joanna Ortiz. Next up is Leo Sheldon, son of Molly Sheldon. And our final senior cross country, Annie Sophie Vandernap, the daughter of Willem and Rolfina Vandernap. Next up is our lone senior girls golf member. This is Anais Gonzalez, the daughter of Florentino and Araceli Gonzalez. Our next group to recognize our senior cheer members. Gabriela Burciaga, the daughter of Cynthia and Omar Burciaga. Paola Alvarez, the daughter of Isabel Alvarez, being escorted by Karen and Javier Alvarez. Brooke Groff. She's the daughter of Jared and Jennifer Groff. And our final senior cheer member, Alondra Mendez, the daughter of Hector and Lupita Mendez. And finally, our senior football players, Draven Shavira, the son of Jeremy Vigil and Rayanne Richter. Next is Darian Edgington, the son of Rodney and Ashley Edgington. Next we have Caden Mings, the son of Michael Mings and Holly Baker. Next up is Eden White. He is the son of Adam and Tara White. And our final senior football player, Bly Ghosh, is the son of Joseph Ghosh and Amanda Ghosh. We'd like to thank these seniors for their hard work and dedication representing Lakin High School. And we'd also like to thank their parents for the support, not only their son or daughter, but their support of all athletes at Lakin High School. These are your fall senior players. Congratulations.
And a special night at Lakin High School. I'm trying to mess with my scoreboard, but I'm messing it all up, so I think I'm going to go back. I just wanted to try to minimize my screen because I'm having some freeze-up issues on our OBS, our studio, and so trying to get that fixed. So we're going to keep messing here, and so I think I got it fixed now. Yeah, I do. So I'll keep watching this and make sure we can keep this rolling and keep it on. I don't know why that picture seems to be wanting to freeze up right now, but it is. So we'll keep working through it. And looks to me like it's froze up again. So I don't understand what's really going on because nothing's freezing up here. It's got to be the connection between YouTube and the OBS, but I'll keep messing with it. And never had that much trouble with my okay, it looks to me like it's going. Maybe it's just on my phone. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. Maybe it's on my phone and not on. Maybe it's actually not on out on the air. I don't know. We'll keep watching. But as of right now, we're doing good. So we'll continue with our pregame. I want to thank Pioneer Communications for the league outlook. Let's look at what's going on at Lakin High School. This segment brought to you by the Stampede. And the Stampede, everybody knows what the Stampede is all about. And great contributions come from them, and doesn't matter if it's athletes or activities, whatever, but great organization that puts out a lot of money to support all of the activities at Lakin High School, and of course the big Stampede fundraiser in April. It's always been a great evening, and this year is going to be no different. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you can, please plan to be there in April. The schedule in the at Lakin High School starting to thin out a little bit. A lot of sports are coming to an end here for the fall. Last Saturday, volleyball was at the High Plains League Championships in Stanton County, and congratulations to the Lady Broncs. They're the High Plains League champions for the 4th straight year. Lady Broncs finished the regular season at 31-5 on the year. This past Monday, Allie Mead traveled to Hutchinson's Cary Park for the 321A State Golf Tournament, and congratulations to Allie as she finished in, I think it was 18th place, and that's earning her All-State honors. So Allie Mead, All-State State Golf. JV football this past Monday, losing to Colby. Tomorrow, volleyball is at Goodland for the 3A sub-state. The Lady Broncs are the number 2 seed, and they play Cimarron in the first round starting at 2 o'clock. Cross country is also at Goodland tomorrow for the 3A regional. So best of luck to both of those teams. We will not be going to Goodland tomorrow for volleyball. I apologize, but I've got some other things that are planned. So apologize for that, but got to take time. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. But best of luck to the volleyball team and the cross-country teams tomorrow in Goodland. When we come back, we'll look at the starting lineups for the Broncs. And the starting lineups brought to you by Lakin Hay, Lakin Dairy.
Fred Ripsema established the Lakin Dairy in 1997 and is now a leading producer of high-quality milk for human consumption. The Lakin Dairy is proud to be a big part of the Kearney County economy and community. With fantastic, dedicated, and hard-working employees, the Lakin Dairy prospers in the heart of, as Fred calls it, the Midwest Feed Shed. Always supporting the Lakin High School students, the Lakin Dairy, a verified premium operation, is honored to call Kearney County home at lakindairy.com on the internet.
And looking at our starting lineups, and I just have Lakin's. There will be one change in the starting lineup tonight. But here's how the Broncs start. At center, a senior, Darian Edgington. At right guard, also a senior, Caden Mings. Eden White at left guard. He's a senior as well. And the fourth senior on the offensive line for the Bronx at right tackle is Draven Shavira. The left tackle, Eli Bemis, is a freshman. Here's the wide receivers. Wearing number 9, Drew Patterson. He is a sophomore. And at the other wide out, Adric Gomez-Escabel wears number 20. He is a sophomore. In the backfield for the Bronx, Colder Oldham at fullback. He wears number 15. At the slot backs, Ross Ryder wearing number 12. He is a sophomore. And starting in place of Armando Salcido is Javion Granado. Granado, a junior, wearing number 2. And a quarterback for the Bronx wearing number 3, a junior, Maddox Beltran. The coaches, Chris Bamberger, Chris Pollard, Travis Johnson, Wyatt Giroux, and Bryce Simon. Starting lineups brought to you by Lakin Hay and Lakin Dairy.
Fred Ripsima established the Lakin Dairy in 1997 and is now a leading producer of high-quality milk for human consumption. The Lakin Dairy is proud to be a big part of the Kearney County economy and community. With fantastic, dedicated, and hard-working employees, the Lakin Dairy prospers in the heart of, as Fred calls it, the Midwest Feed Shed. Always supporting the Lakin High School students, the Lakin Dairy, a verified premium operation, is honored to call Kearney County home at lakindairy.com on the internet.
And of course, thanks to Lakin Hay and Lakin Dairy. Keys to the game tonight, Bronx need to put the last 2 games out of the memory bank, put them away, flush them, whatever they need to do. They're in the past. They have nothing to do with tonight, but tonight is either win or you're on the road in the playoffs. Bronx win tonight, they're at home next week, but they have to win the night, so that's what they need to concentrate on, is just getting the W. Put everything behind, go out, concentrate. If you have a mistake, bounce back from it. Don't let it get to you. Tonight's senior night. It's their final regular season game on the turf. Go out and make a statement, I guess. So for the Bronx tonight, I think they need to relax, go out, execute, have some fun, and I think they're going to be just fine. The music has started, and they're getting ready to bring the Bronx out as they are walking. Well, I don't know if they're in the tunnel or if they're walking this way, but Bronx are making their way. Our pregame sponsor tonight has been Flashbacks Diner.
Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at Flashbacks Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fantastic burgers, Coney and Chicago hot dogs, Philly, steak, BLT, and chicken sandwiches, along with ice cream treats like the traditional banana split, sundaes, shakes, malts, and cones. Dine in or carry out. Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at the one and only fantastic Flashbacks Diner, Highway 50, Lakin.
And once again, a big thank you to Flashbacks Diner and everybody that has helped make Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible. Without their generosity, we couldn't be doing what we do here on a Friday night. And as always, I ask that those of you watching thank those businesses for what they do. Without them, you couldn't be watching us. I couldn't do it on my own. It's quite a deal. So I do thank them. So go to their business, give them a call, text them, email them, whatever you have to do. But please thank them for what they do for Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Bronx are walking up the sidewalk, up the path before they enter the tunnel and enter the field for tonight's game against the Larned Indians. The Bronx 5-2 on the season after losing their last 2 games after winning their first 5. So tonight, a night to get back on the winning side of things. Larned comes in at 3-4. Quickly want to send a shout out to J.D. Ham. He had surgery last week and he's laid up for a couple of weeks and unable to be here tonight. So J.D., get well soon. I'll miss you in the booth. And you take care. And hopefully we can keep these seasons going long enough that maybe we can get you back up here. So you take care of yourself. And as always, thank you for everything you do for Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. I don't know. Our cameraman was upstairs, but I'm not sure if he's there for the introduction of the team. And there we go. Gage DeHone running the camera for us and does a great job for us week in and week out. So sure appreciate everything that he does for us. And tell you what, he comes and he asks questions and when do you need me there and what do you want me to do? And Just a great kid. He's doing a great job. So, Gage, thank you. And those of you that know Gage and see him, thank him. So, tell him that you appreciate it. It would mean a lot to him. I know it would. And here come the Bronx. Bronx sporting the black pants tonight with the purple jerseys. So a little bit of a different color combination tonight. The Bronx normally have worn the yellow pants with the purple tops. This week, changing it up a little bit and going with the black pants. Larned yet to make their way to the field. And I'll tell you what, I was kind of worried about senior night and what it would do to my pregame, but I think the pregame went pretty well. Now I'm running out of things to say. So those of you watching at home probably think that's great. Good, I don't have to listen to him anymore. So now we're about set to go. We're going to take one more timeout. Our first quarter brought to you by the agency.
Some commercials make it really tempting to buy cheap insurance. That's great if price is the only thing that's important to you. The agency believes cost is important, but protection is what you're really paying for. Rely on the agency to build the policy that protects your property at a price you can afford. Call the agency today at 620-355-6789.
Still waiting for the Indians to reach the field. But once again tomorrow, best of luck to the Lady Bronx volleyball team as they take a 31-5 record to Goodland tomorrow for the 3A Sub-State Volleyball Tournament. Action starting at 2 o'clock. Lady Bronx play at 2 o'clock, and they will battle Cimarron in the first round. And once again, I will not be making the trip to Goodland. I apologize to volleyball fans that might be wanting to watch. You might just check. There could be some streaming going on for the tournament up there. I know Open Spaces Sports will be there. Goodland has streaming as well. But so just check with that, and hopefully maybe you'll be able to watch. Still 7.5 minutes to go before we kick things off here at Lakin. Temperature in the upper 80s when I got here to the stadium today, but it's cooling down beautifully as the sun goes down. And it's going to be a beautiful night for football. Wind is non-existent. That flag is limp. Very seldom do you see that in Western Kansas. And the thing about it is, get out tonight and enjoy it, because it sounds like Sunday is going to be a booger here with 50-mile-an-hour winds here on Sunday here in Western Kansas. So still waiting for Larned to hit the field and get the coin tossed, and we'll get on underway. Bronx with a win. They host next week. Still don't know who the opponent would be, but Bronx just have to win tonight. That's all that matters right now, winning tonight. I want to thank one of the new sponsors we have on board. I've yet to get ads done, and I may have to change some things up. I'm having some trouble trying to work those, so I'll try to change things up and get that worked out this week. But Midwest Health Services out of Garden City with facilities in Garden City, they approached us, and glad to have them aboard, and I promise I will pay them back dearly when I get their ads cut, and we will get them. We're going to break for the playing of our national anthem. National anthem by the Lakin High School pep band. Now all we need to do is get the opponent to the field, and we're ready to go here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, lakinsports.com. I think we're still going. I see movement on YouTube there, so I have it pulled up on my phone so I can pay attention to it, but and it's funny looking at everybody down on the field, they're all looking to the east. The sad thing about it, the locker rooms here for Lakin, they're about a quarter of a mile away. And it's maybe not that far, but it's clear back towards the high school, and I do see Larned walking up the sidewalk, I think, but they better hurry. They got 3 minutes and 48 seconds to hit the field. I don't know that I've ever seen a team being late for the coin toss. Once again, want to send out a shout out to J.D. Ham, the play-by-play voice of Bronx football here for Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, and get well soon, buddy. Miss you here in the booth. And I want to send a shout out to a friend of Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube in Windthorst, Texas. I want to send a shout out to Dallas Fillingham, watching us from Windthorst, Texas. So welcome to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. I had to write that down in my phone because I knew I would forget it. So that was a request from Mr. Brent Oldham. Asked if I would do that tonight. Those fans that might be watching from Larned, welcome to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Glad we're able to bring you the game. Glad you're able to watch it. And you're watching for free. Thanks to all the sponsors that we have. So, and I wanted to say it was for free because so many high schools around the state are selling out to the other streaming companies that are hitting them per game viewing rights, and they don't get play-by-play. So we're live, on air, and we're free here with Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, and you can thank the sponsors for that. Larned gathering in the end zone to our left. Once again, I want to thank Gage DeHone, our cameraman tonight, and Bronx patiently waiting on the sideline. I've never seen a team wait this long to come to the field. I mean, hey, that's their choice, no big deal, but never seen it before. Usually they're here, they're ready to go, and want to welcome everybody down at Shorty's Cafe. I think they've got us on the TVs tonight, so those of you that are there at Shorty's, another great sponsor here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, and shout out to all of the fans there at Shorty's. They got us on the big screen and the monitors around the dining room, so thank you very much. Hope you enjoy it. Hope it's a good one. All right, now we're ready for the captains out to midfield. And for the Bronx, the captains, the 4 senior linemen: Caden Mings, Draven Shavir, Darian Edgington, and Eden White. For Larned, Jaden Smith, Luca Fisher, and looks like Riley Pontius are the captains for Larned. Final regular season game for both teams. Of course, we do get to play in week 9, but we don't know who the opponent is or even where yet. Bronx win tonight, we know we're at home. Still won't know the opponent until after tonight. Looking at the Acacia website with the football standings, I'm going to say it will be either Norton or Russell, but we'll wait and see what happens in that district. But right now, that's looking like it could be. Should the Bronx win tonight, one of those would be here. So Larned has won the toss, and they have deferred, and the Bronx will receive to open our ball game here this evening. The Bronx in the purple tops will be defending the west goal here at Lakin High School, and they'll be going from right to left on our screen. I want to thank Gage DeHone on our camera. Should have gave him the headset. He could have listened to us on the FM tonight. So and if I get a chance to slip away, maybe I can run that up to him. Back to receive for the Bronx will be Ross Ryder and Maddox Beltran. Kicking off for Larned will be Cade Colglazer. Well, they got the bass going on the speaker system tonight. I can feel it vibrating here in the press box. But hey, it's the excitement of high school football. Larned in the whites, all whites. White tops, white pants, black helmets. And here comes the kick from Cade Colglazer. Kick returned by Granado. He's got an opening across the 40 midfield, and he's brought down by Colglazer. The kicker was the last resort before Granado takes it to the house, but the Bronx with great starting field position. They'll start at right at midfield. The nose of the ball is right at the midfield stripe. Bronx come out in a tight package. The fullback, Colter Oldham, right behind quarterback Maddox Beltran, who is under center. Ryder in motion up the middle. Oldham skirts past the first defender across the 40. He will have a first down. So Colter Oldham quickly out of the gate for the Bronx. Colter, with 113 yards tonight, will reach 1,000 yards. A great accomplishment in just his 8th game of the year. So great accomplishment for Colter Oldham. 1st and 10 for the Bronx inside the Larned 40 at the 39-yard line. Type formation once again. Beltran pitched to Granado. Granado looking for a block, didn't get it, but he got 3 yards out of the play. He's going to be down to the 36-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 6. Second and 6 for the Bronx. Now they split receivers, one to the left, one to the right. Ryder in motion once again. Beltran keeps it. He's got a block from Ryder out on the edge, around over the 30. He's going to be just a hair short of the first down, but Ryder with a great block on that right defensive end. Actually, the left defensive end for Larned, but he was on our right offensive side. But a good block by Ryder brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Bronx. And both players went to the ground. I don't know if Larned maybe was wanting to try to, fake and draw a flag, but official kept in his pocket. 3rd and short, up the middle, Oldham. He's across the 30, bounces off the first tackle, still going across the 20, and he's going to have the first down inside the Larned 20 at the 18, just about the 18-yard line. So just like the Bronx did a week ago, got the opening kick and put a drive together. Now the Bronx need to score. That opening drive last week was 17 plays, and they got 8 points out of it if you were listening to our pregame interview with Coach Bamberger. Always important to jump out on your opponent. Near side, Beltran keeps it and scores for the Bronx. I'll tell you what, my clock was all messed up there. I'm going to run it back up. It's 9:45 to go in the first quarter. But the Bronx with the touchdown. Flag on the play will be against Larned. They'll move it half the distance. Bronx will go for 2 from the 1.5-yard line. Maddox ran over to the sideline to get the play from offensive coach Wyatt Giroux. Bronx will send one receiver to the right. Give his to Oldham up the middle. Not a problem. Coulter scores standing up. And with 9:45 to go in the first quarter, the Bronx lead the Indians by the score of 8-0. So good drive for the Bronx. Started at midfield. Just a hair over 2 minutes. They score to take the early 8-0 lead. Beautiful night for football. Not a lick of wind. That flag is standing. It is hanging there as loose as, straight as it could be. Not a single bit of wind at all here at the stadium. Beautiful facility with the artificial turf. Cheerleaders down in front wearing pink. Of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Back to return for Larned, number 1, Talon Reynolds and Carson Shaver. Kicking off for Lakin will be Aaron Gonzalez. If you're just joining us, the Bronx a 50-yard drive on their first possession on an 18-yard run by Maddox Beltran. Gonzalez to the football, low spinning kick, hits at the 25, and it will be bobbled at the 12 before Reynolds picks it up, and he's going nowhere. Brought down on the play by Ross Ryder. Larned is starting deep in their territory at their own 14-yard line. Larned, 3 receiver set to the near side. Pass is complete. With it is Caden Abia. Oldham, Beltran, and Orpiza on the stop for Lakin. Gain of about 3 brings up 2nd down and 7 for the Indians. 2nd and 7 from the 17-yard line. Give up the middle. Going to get out across the 20. In on the stop for the Bronx, Jeremy Orpiza. Luke Fisher, the ball carrier. Going to get about 5 yards, brings up 3rd down and 3. Maybe a long 2. From the gun. And good containment by the Bronx. Orpiza once again in on the stop for the Bronx, along with Darian Edgington. A gain of about 1 yard. Going to bring up 4th down and 1. And the chains, they're going to measure. So they think it's close enough. And my clock still runs, so I'll run it back up to 30. Apologize for that. I thought he had to get to the 25-yard line. Well, actually, first, the initial spot was the 14, so they would be close to a measurement there. And they're going to get it. 1st and 10 for Larned. I was thinking, boy, they had it marked on the other side. It was going to be short, but it is a 1st and 10 for the Indians. First and 10 for the Indians from their 24-yard line. Up the middle is Fisher. Does kick it to the left side before a host of purple shirts meet him there. Edgington in on the stop for the Bronx. Jeremy Orpiza in on the stop as well. Jeremy Orpiza here in the early going has been all over the field for the Bronx. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. From the gun, swing pass. That's actually a lateral. Tripped up. He'll fall across the 25. Edgington out there once again, tripped up by Ryder. Another gain of 1 is going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Indians. Big time here for the Bronx defense to step it up and get a stop. 2 receivers to the left, a slot receiver and a wide out to the right. They'll throw back to the left. Wide open in the flat is Jaden Smith. Smith knocked out of bounds by Maddox Beltran, but not before he gets the first down. So Larned with a couple first downs on this drive. Their first possession of the game. Play was out of bounds. The clock remains stopped at 7:25. Give up the middle. Fisher. He tried to kick it to the right side. Oldham got a hand on him in the backfield. He's going to fall ahead for 2, looks like 3 yards. So 2nd down and 7. Second and 7, just across the Indian 45-yard line. Fisher once again busts through the line across midfield, brought down into Bronx territory across the 45-yard line, and another Larned first down. Luke Fisher is a load. A big, big running back. First and 10, Indians at the Bronx 45. Give is to Abia. Eluded the first tackle, breaks loose on the near sideline. He's going to have another Indian first down, knocked out of bounds by Adrian Gomez-Escobel and Jeremy Orpiza, but not before he picks up another first down for the Indians. So the Bronx had a nice drive to start their opening possession. Larned following with a good drive of their own, starting at their own 14-yard line. 3 split to the left, 1 split to the near side. Shaver from the gun. Give up the middle to Fisher. He'll gain a couple. Eden White on the stop for Lakin. Falls forward for a gain of 2. He's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Larned pass to the near side, complete to Jaden Smith. Brought down by Ryder. 3rd down and 3 for the Indians. Would like to see a Bronx stop here, but I'm sure this is 4-down territory for the Indians. From the gun, and we've got flags on the line of scrimmage, illegal procedure against Larned, and that'll back them up 5. It'll be 3rd down and 8. So the defense gets a little bit of a cushion there. Bring up 3rd down and 8 from the Bronx 24-yard line. So 3rd and 8 from the gun. Give is to Abia, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Oldham and Ryder on the stop for Lakin. A loss of 3 yards on the play brings up 4th and 11. So a big 4th down play for the Bronx defense here. 4th and 11 from the Bronx 24-yard line. Pass is complete, and a touchdown to Jaden Smith.
Running 6-yard pass. James Smith on the score.
So a 26-yard pass from Carson Shaver to Jaden Smith. And Larned will go for 2 to try to tie this up. From the gun, once again, fake to Fisher, swing pass near side. And short. Maddox Beltran able to grab a jersey and pull him out of bounds. The Caden Abia run is no good. So the Bronx with a defensive stop. They lead by 2. Now we've got a presentation on the field, on the track. Allie Mead being introduced on the track. Sorry, the cameraman was on the field, but Allie Mead, congratulations. 18th place at the 3-2-1A state golf tournament this past Monday at Hutchinson's Cary Park. 18th place is a medal and earns all state honors. So congratulations, Allie. Great job. Kick is taken at the 14-yard line by Ryder, working this way, looking for a block, and he's got one from Maddox. Cuts it inside before he's brought down by the kicker once again. Cole Glazer with 2 kicks and 2 special teams tackles, and without those tackles, Bronx could have had 2 kick returns. So Ross Ryder on a nice return gives the Bronx great starting position from their own 47-yard line. So the Bronx need to answer the Larned touchdown, although they lead it by 2 at 8-6. We're in the first quarter. Bronx scored on their first possession. This is their second possession. Fake up the middle to Beltran. Beltran pitches, and Ross Ryder brought down for a 1-yard loss. That'll make it 2nd down and 11 for the Bronx. It was a nice read on the option. Waited for the defensive end to commit to him. But the cornerback was converging on Ross Ryder as well. So loss of 1 brings up 2nd down and 11. Clock running at 4:18 in the first quarter. Bronx come out in a 2-split package, both to the near side. Pitch this side to Oldham. He's across midfield, across the 40, tripped up. And he was tripped up by Ty Smith, or Oldham may still be running into the end zone. But a great play by Smith to prevent the Lakin touchdown, but the Bronx for their second straight drive, driving the football, looking good on offense. Bronx sends Shaky to the right side. He is split. That is Adrian Gomez-Escabel. And a flag on the play. Ryder goes in motion. Looked to me like defense jumped, and they did. So that'll set a 1st and 5 for the Bronx as they move it to the Larned 30-yard line. And our clock is off again. I'll fix it. Ryder in motion. Give this to Oldham up the gut. Got past the first tackler. That was Luke Fisher, but he's going to have enough for a 1st down, gain of 6. 1st and 10 Bronx at the Larned 19-yard line. I'll run our clock down again. You know, if that's the only thing that I have go wrong tonight, I'll take it. I do apologize for some of the many technical difficulties we've had all year between football and volleyball, but just about the time I think I got it fixed, something else comes up. But I'm knocking on that wooden head of mine tonight, keeping it going. So far, so good, I think. Give is to Javion Granado. No gain on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from just inside the Indian 25-yard line. Bronx break huddle, send Shaky to the right side at the top of our screen. Tight formation otherwise. Maddox Beltran under center. Give is to Oldham up the middle. That time the nose tackle, Ty Smith, grabbed an ankle and didn't let him go. But Oldham has been really good about shaking off the initial defender this year. That time Smith held on so he could get help. Oldham gained 4 yards on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 6. Third and 6. Yep. Beltran keeps it on the right side, trying to dance around the defensive end. He's going to gain 1 yard to the 20-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down and a long 5 for the Bronx. And I'll tell you what, when Maddox got to that hole on the right side, I thought he was just going to walk the 1st down. But Larned doing a good job of quickly closing that gap in. And the Bronx now will go for it on 4th down. Bronx most likely are going to have to take a timeout. Play clock already at 10 seconds. They are going to have to hustle. And Bronx coach Chris Bamberger sprinting to the other side to get the officials' attention before that play clock ran out. I knew with Ross Ryder standing here towards the side getting the play call, I knew they were going to have to either take a 5-yard penalty or burn a timeout. And they wisely burned the timeout. So the Bronx down to 2 timeouts. Minute 6 to go in our first quarter. Bronx leading the Indians 8-6. 4th and a long 5 for the Bronx. Pep band getting the crowd fired up. The cheerleaders on the track doing a good job. I want to send a shout out to my son, Jared Hendricks. He's not with me here tonight. He is on his way to Colorado. He's celebrating a birthday this weekend. So happy birthday to Jared. Tomorrow is his birthday. So happy birthday, bud. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Somebody called him the associate voice of the Bronx the other day, or what was it? But I appreciate it. I love all of his help. Appreciate it. He does a great job. Bronx in a tight formation. Pass is completed at the 10. Adrian Gomez Escabel, nice bootleg fake to Ryder. Well, I think that was to Javion. Faked it up the middle. Nice bootleg by Maddox Beltran. Found Shaky wide open at the 10. He got down to the 5-yard line. So the Bronx now with 1st and goal from the 5. Javion in motion. Oldham to the near side, brought down by Ty Smith once again. Ty Smith on defense for Larned, been very busy in this early going. Gain of a couple, going to bring up 2nd down and 3. As the clock runs to 20 seconds to go in our first quarter. Up the gut, Oldham just pushing the line in his blockers and scores. So with 10 seconds to go in our first quarter, Coulter Oldham extends the Bronx lead. Bronx will go for two. Shaky split to the right side. Tight formation otherwise. Ryder in motion. To give is to Oldham. And Ty Smith right there to wrap him up. Ty Smith is playing a great first quarter for the Indians on that defensive line. So with 10 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Bronx extend their lead back to 8 to 14 to 6. Well, thank you everybody for joining us here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, lakinsports.com. As we always do, please thank the sponsors for all they do for Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We couldn't do it without them. Guarantee it, we couldn't do it without them. So please take the time to thank them. Our first quarter brought to you by the agency of Lakin. So the Bronx, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. Actually, 3 total possessions in this first quarter between the 2 teams, and we've seen 3 touchdowns. The big play on that drive was the Maddox Beltran throw to Adric on a 4th and 5. Gonzalez with the kick. Bobbled once again, but picked up by Abia. And 1 second to go on the clock. So Larned with 1 play to round out this first quarter. They'll start from their own 20-yard line. Larned with an 86-yard drive, their last possession. Back to throw, swing pass to the right side. Abia with the reception, being driven back by Jeremy Orpiza. We do have a flag on the play. If it's offense, that'll end the first quarter. If it's defense, they could get a free untimed down. Wait and see what the officials come up with as they confer. And Larned is going to the sideline, but the officials are bringing them back. Illegal block in the back against Larned. So, I mean, it's against the offense. They could actually just take the penalty and go to the other end, I thought, where it'd be against offense, but maybe not. Whoops, clock's still running. Sorry about that. I don't know how it started over again. So I don't know if they're going to do an untimed down with the offense. So I'll run it back to zeros. I was already ready to reset it. So the 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, that's going to take it inside the Larned 10. So an untimed down for the offense. Like I said, I was looking for that to be a untimed down, but we was going to switch ends, but one untimed down. So Larned from the gun. Receiver split wide to the left. They'll hand it up the gut to Fisher. And Fisher going nowhere, met at the line of scrimmage. Draven Shavira hit him first. So that's the end of our first quarter. The Bronx leading the Indians by the score of 14-6. Our first quarter brought to you by the agency of Lakin.
Some commercials make it really tempting to buy cheap insurance. That's great if price is the only thing that's important to you. The agency believes cost is important, but protection is what you're really paying for. Rely on the agency to build the policy that protects your property at a price you can afford. Call the agency today at 620-355-6789.
Our upcoming second quarter brought to you by the Kearney County Community Development.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lake and Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
Second down and 20 for the Indians as we start the second quarter from their 10-yard line. From the gun once again. Give is to Abia, and he's loose up the near side. He's across midfield, 40, 30, 20. He is not going to be caught, and that will be a Larned touchdown. And our clock, I messed that up, so I'll run it down. It's 11:33 on our clock as Larned scores the 80-yard touchdown. Pitch to Abia. And he'll be stacked up for a loss. The extra point conversion is no good. So the Broncs will continue to lead it at 14-12. So 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns between the two teams here so far this evening. The Lake and Rec football teams introduced between quarters, and I didn't look. Gage, he showed some of the players real briefly there at the end. I would have shut up and let you just watch them, but I didn't see that the camera went to them. So, but congratulations to them. I do know the 5th and 6th grade team this year went undefeated. And for a 5th and 6th grade team, they averaged over 40 points per game. So I think 40 points per game, pretty impressive for a 5th and 6th grade football team. So 11:22 to go. So kicking is Cade Koglaser. Back to return, Ross Ryder and Maddox Beltran, both standing at about the 12-yard line. Bouncing kick taken by a lineman. And very wisely took it to the turf. And on that recovery, Grant Mendenhall. Good job. And I'll tell you what, that's always a lineman's dream. Grab that ball and take off running. But you've got a lineman number. I think the coaches just want you to fall on it. So Broncs, once again, in great starting field position at their own 47. Their third possession of the game, they started out at midfield, their 47 the last drive, and their 47 on this drive. Broncs come out in a tight formation, 4-man defensive front for Larned. Up the middle, Oldham across the 50, stumbles, tried to keep his balance, but he'll go down. But he'll gain 6 yards on the play. Now they move it up, make it 7 yards on the play. That brings up second down and 3. Broncs tight formation once again, 2nd and 3. Ryder in motion, trying to get the defense to jump. The defensive backfield jump, but that doesn't matter. Granato in motion. Oldham through the hole, near side across the 30. Jukes the first defender, cuts it back inside across the 20, the 10. He's going to be brought down there, and running him down is Ty Smith. Ty Smith has a magnet in his pocket for Coulter Oldham. He has stopped Coulter from breaking any run tonight. But, we do have a flag on the play. It's coming back. Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what, Ty Smith is one of those defensive linemen for Larned that is all over the field. And I'll tell you what, he's got some speed too. Staying with the play, running down Oldham. So the Bronx, instead of 1st and goal at the 10, they're going to come back. And that was I think they said a clip. So it's going to bring up, it'll keep it at 2nd down, but it'll be 2nd down and 9 now for the Bronx. Held it was exciting for a few seconds. So the Bronx, 2nd and 9 from the 48-yard line. And that time, defensive offsides. Jumping across was Quentin Camarillo. I'll tell you what, programs anymore, they don't put weights and heights on it. Camarillo is a big defensive lineman for Larned. Big kid. That time he was just a little bit too aggressive. Jumping across. Give up the middle, ball squirts out, but runner was down by contact. That was Granado on the run. But he picks up enough for the 1st down. Bronx tight. Ryder in motion. Oldham up the middle, nowhere to go. He's going to gain about 2 yards, maybe 3. But not much doing there. In on the stop for Larned, Nick Ratzlaff. So gain of 1 brings up 2nd down and 9 for the Bronx. From the Larned 41. And we got a stoppage. I thought I heard a whistle. Granado, pitch to the left side. Got to just across the 35-yard line. Going to gain 7 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 2. Third and short, tight formation for the Bronx. Beltran under center, Ryder in motion. Beltran hit in the backfield by Fisher. He will lose yardage back to around the 40-yard line. They'll give him forward progress at the 37-yard line. But the Bronx on 3rd and 2 lose 5. That'll bring up 4th down and 7 for Lakin, and a decision for head coach Chris Bamberger. Do you want to try to pin him, or do you want to try to pick this up and keep the drive going? So far, neither defense has been able to force a punt or a turnover on downs. So right now, the Bronx look like they're going to go for it and try to keep this drive going. Ryder in motion. Bronx trying to draw them off sides, and they're going to take. Oh, and Lakin will call the timeout. I thought they might just take the 5-yard penalty and back up and punt, but may still try to go for it here on 4th and, well, they show 5 across the way, so not 7, it's 4th and 5. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. .7:42 to go first half. Bronx on top of the Indians 14-12. Must win for the Bronx if they want to host a Week 9 game next week. A loss and the Bronx are on the road. A win guarantees them to be right back here to the friendly confines. So here we go. 4th and 5 for the Bronx at the Larned 37-yard line. Bronx with the receiver wide to the left, one to the near side. Beltran fakes the pitch, short pass, intended for Ryder, in and out of his hands. Defense there by Mason Miller. And the Bronx will turn it over on downs. Larned takes over at their 37-yard line with 7:36 to go in our first half. So Larned's defense gets a stop. Bronx need a stop. That was the first time that either team didn't score a touchdown on their possessions. Wide set for Larned. Shaver keeping all the way. He's going to be wrapped up after a short gain on the play. Ross Ryder on the stop for the Bronx. A short gain makes it 2nd and a long 9. Just shy of the 38-yard line. 7:12 to go in our half. Bronx lead at 14-12. Beautiful night for football here in Lakin. Shaver once again. The give is to Caden Abia, and nothing doing as he is swarmed by a sea of purple. Edgington leading the way. Jeremy Orpiza, Colder Oldham on the play. It's going to be a loss of 3, brings up 3rd down and 12. Larned splits 2 to the right, 1 to the near side, 2 backs in the backfield from the gun. Straight drop. Draven chasing him out of the pocket. Now throws it deep. Broken up by Javion Granado. Great job on defense. Javion had great position on the receiver, playing right in front of him. Maddox Beltran had him from behind. That was good coverage for the Bronx that time. So the defense stiffens up and holds Larned actually to a 2-yard loss on this possession, and they will punt. Maddox Beltran back to receive for Lakin. I didn't catch the number of the punter for Larned. And that is Carson Shaver. Low wobbly kick. It's going to bounce. And a good Larned bounce as he downs it at the 19-yard line. Caden Abia might have been able to let that ball roll a little bit farther. That ball hit, and it rolled on the middle of the football. It wasn't one of those end-over-end tumbling bouncing kicks. That rolled as the football if you was to just roll it down right the middle of the football. And couldn't have wanted to roll it any slicker than that. But the Bronx, 1st and 10. From their 20-yard line, 6:01 to go in the half. Bronx with receiver split both sides. Maddox keeps it near side, spins off the first defender. He'll be down at the 22-yard line. Didn't catch who the tackle was on. Going to be a gain of about 3 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 7. Bronx once again from their set trying to draw the defense offside. Granado in motion to the left. Oldham squirts through, gets past the first defender, across the 25, maybe to the 27-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Bronx. Oldham picks up 5. We're under 5 minutes to go in the first half, actually 4:45 now. Ryder in motion. Give us to Oldham. He brings it near side around the end. He's going to have enough for the first down as he's out across the 30-yard line. So Oldham, a lot of his work inside the tackles, that time skipping it outside and able to pick up the first down for Lakin. First and 10 from the Bronx 31. Give is to Granado. Now cuts it back to the near side. He's across the 40, across midfield. He's got one guy to outrun, and that is Ty Smith. And Ty Smith will run him down at the 10-yard line. Javian Granado, great field presence, great vision to cut that back from the left back to the near side. In the Bronx, we'll have first and goal from the 10-yard line. They will put the nose of the ball right at the 10. 4:01 remaining in the first half, and they will roll the clock. I didn't know if it would be an out-of-bounds play or not. So the Bronx first and goal from the 10. Nice hold, nice field vision by Granado. Give up the middle, Oldham. He's down to about the 5-yard line. Now they're going to stop and say he's at the 7. So a gain of 3. Going to bring up second down and 7. Second and goal from the 7. 3:30 to go in our first half. Clock is rolling. Bronx down to 1 timeout. Larned still has all 3. Tie formation, Ryder in motion, stops. The Bronx will reset. Maddox under center. Give this to Oldham. Right up the gut once again. He's across the 5. And we've got a timeout on the field. Did we have a flag? I don't see one. And a hold on Lakin. I didn't see the flag. Oh, there it is. It was in the shadow, laying right by where the football's at. So not a good penalty for the Bronx. 10 yards from that spot. That'll put them back to the 14-yard line. So it'll be second and goal from the Larned 14. And Lakin will use their third and final timeout here. Our second quarter brought to you by Kearney County Community Development.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lake and Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
Actually, the timeout was taken by Larned, not Lakin. I thought he said Larned when I heard it over the loudspeaker, but it's Larned with their first timeout. 3:06 to go, first half. Bronx with it, second and 14. Second and goal, actually, from the 14-yard line. Bronx go tight formation. Maddox under center. Granado in motion to the left. The pitch is to Oldham. Looking for a block across the 10, inside the 5. And he'll be down to the 3-yard line as the clock continues to run. A good second down run by Colter Oldham is going to take it down to the 3 where the Bronx will have it third and goal. And sorry about that. I got to start the clock. Jared on the road tonight, checking in, says it looks good. Coulter up the middle. He's going to be stopped just short. And of course, Ty Smith able to get a hand in there. Number 53 I saw get up, but I don't have a name and we're number 53 in my program. So we're 4th and goal from the 1 for the Bronx. Receiver split to the near side. 4th and goal for Lakin. Maddox Beltran with the keeper up the middle. Bronx with the 1-yard touchdown, and they extend their lead. Bronx with another touchdown, extending their lead now to 20-12 with 1:38 remaining. Bronx will go for 2. Shaky split to the near side. Give this to Oldham. Actually, that was Ross Ryder. I'm sorry about that. Ross Ryder on the conversion. And with 1:38 to go in the first half, Bronx now leading Larned by the score of 22-12. I do want to send out an apology. I did have a message. Number 5 for Larned is Caden Ob. It's Obel. I'm sorry. I couldn't read my program very well. I thought it was obvious. So I apologize for that, but thank you for letting me know. I hate to mispronounce a name. I take it very seriously, but there on our program, I just didn't read it. Pretty small print. I don't know why they have to print a program so small, but I thank you for the correction. And to apologize, but I think I'll have it for the rest of the game. Aaron Gonzalez to kick for the Bronx. Obel and Talon Reynolds to receive for Larned. Low end over end kick. Fielded by the up man, who will dive at the 27-yard line. That was Jacob Colglazer on the return. Larned 1st and 10 from their 27-yard line with 1:36 to go in the half. At the half on the track, they're going to introduce the Lakin Middle School volleyball teams and the Lady Bronx volleyball team. Congratulations to all 3. They were High Plains League champions this year. Shaver back to throw. Intended for Obel, falls incomplete. Javion Granado out in the coverage for Lakin. 2nd down and 10 for the Indians. Each team has had 4 possessions tonight. The Bronx have scored 3 times and punted once. Rolling to his right, throwing back over the middle. Pass is incomplete, intended for Jaden Smith. And it is 3rd and 10 for Larned with 1:22 to go in our first half. Shaver once again from the gun, looking to go deep, and he will overthrow the receiver. Bronx with 2 out in coverage. Javian Granado. And I'm trying to get the other number. I think that was Bly Goshen coverage as well. So a quick 4 and out for the Indians. Shaver to punt. Maddox Beltran back to return. High end over end kick, very short. Bronx sideline is telling to clear out. And it took a good Bronx bounce back to the Larned 41-yard line. So Lakin with great starting field position at the Larned, looks like it'll be the Larned 42-yard line with 1:07 to go and 1 timeout. Larned will receive the second half kickoff. First and 10 Bronx from the 42. So a score here would be huge for the Bronx as Larned gets the second half kickoff. Halfback, the pass from Oldham is picked off. Picked off by Riley Pontius. Pass was intended and it was intended for Shaky. Adria Gomez Escabel. Pass, nice idea by the Bronx. And I said a halfback pass, that was a fullback pass. Coulter Oldham got the pitch. Now Larned first and 10 from their 14-yard line. Swing pass. Obel brought down at the 10. He's going to lose 3 yards. Ross Ryder out on the stop for Lakin. Timeout. Larned, that's their second. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. Do have some comments on our chat on YouTube. Welcome to the Larned fans that are able to watch us tonight. Hope you're enjoying it. Larned timeout, that's their second. 1 remaining, 49 seconds to go in the half. Bronx lead at 22-12. The Bronx, if they win, guaranteed with a home game next week in week 9. If Larned wins, I'm not sure. I don't know the scenarios. Shaver back to pass. Brought down in the backfield. I think that was Darian with the sack. Larned with 1 timeout to go, and Lakin's going to call the timeout. Larned was not going to call it. So Coach Bamberger sprinting up the sideline calls the timeout. So the Bronx now out of timeouts. But the Indians will be backed up to the 7-yard line for a 3rd and 17. Again, a beautiful night for football this time of the year. You know, it could be 40 degrees, but when we got here, it was 87 degrees. It's down in the probably low 70s right now, but absolutely no wind as the American flag is hanging limp to our right. And 3rd and 18 for the Indians. Give us to Obel, right side, cuts it back to the middle. He'll have it out to the 20, across the 20, still dragging the Bronx. And he's going to be just short of the first down now, a timeout. So a good third down run for the Indians. And it's going to be 4th and short. I'm going to say about 4th and about 1. So the clock will start. Larned may be content just to let this run out. 14 seconds on our clock. And Larned, well, they have to run a play. They're going to take a 5-yard penalty. They just let it go. That could have been a delay of game because the play clock was lower than the game clock. There would have been 1 second on that clock with the penalty with the play clock. And I think Coach Bamberger is addressing that to the official. But the play clock, when the game clock said 5, the play clock said 4. There should have been 1 second and a 5-yard penalty on Larned. So the coaches and officials are talking about it. Most of the time, you know what, it doesn't really make a big difference. But I just happened to look up and notice that. But I don't know if Lakin's coaches are going to get maybe the, well, they all wave at each other and have a smile. That may not be the answer they really, really wanted, but hey, that's what they're going to get. So we are at the half. The Bronx leading the Larned Indians by the score of 22-12. Our second quarter brought to you by the Kearney County Community Development.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lake and Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
Down on the track, the Lakin Middle School volleyball teams, A and B and C teams on the track being recognized. The A team and B team, congratulations, High Plains League champions crowned a week ago. And the Lakin Lady Bronc volleyball team being introduced as well. The four-time defending High Plains League regular season and tournament champions. So congratulations, volleyball girls. And I'll tell you what, the high school program is successful and the future is looking bright for Lakin High School volleyball, with the middle schoolers both winning the A team tournament and the B team tournament last week. So future looking good for Lakin High School volleyball, and the middle school program does very well. Mandy Michaelis, the head coach of the middle school teams. Her assistant coach is Keaton McCombs. And for the high school teams, Darcy Calkins and her assistant coach, Holly Myers. So we're at the half. Bronx leading the Indians by the score of 22-12. We're going to take a timeout and play the laundry list. And a big thank you to J.D. Ham for producing this laundry list for us, of all the great sponsors that make Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. One sponsor that's not on there, but I do want to send a shout out to them, Midwest Health Services with facilities in Garden City. Thank you to them for jumping on board with us this year. We'll be back with our halftime show right after this.
The webcast of Lakin High Sports would not be possible without the generous support of these fantastic sponsors: the Kearney County Bank and the Garden City State Bank, the Agency of Lakin and Garden City, the Lakin Recreation Commission, Flashbacks Diner of Lakin, the Kearney County Community Development Ralph Goodnight, Shorty's Cafe of Lakin, Shelter Insurance Gwen Wecker, Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas, the Lakin Dairy and Lakin Hay Fred Ritzema, the Golden Plains Credit Union, the Lakin Pharmacy, D-Bach Metals, and Hendricks Welding. Back we go with more of today's exciting action on LakinSports.com and Lakin High Sports on YouTube. Here's Mr. Brett Hendricks.
Once again, I want to thank all the great sponsors that make Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible. Without their help, we wouldn't be here and you wouldn't be able to watch. So they've been with us for 16 years now, our 16th year of broadcasting here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. And I want to thank everybody that has put up with me for 16 years. But it's been a pleasure to be able to bring you Lakin High School activities. We're in our 16th year now, so we do appreciate all the kind words that we get and all the support that we get. Still having fun, still enjoying this. And I'll tell you what, nothing better than a night like tonight. Beautiful night for football. Band is playing high school football. You just can't beat it. Temperature down in the mid to upper 60s right now, so still a beautiful night for football here at Lakin. Once again, the Bronx win. They host week 9 next week. If they lose, they're definitely on the road. And the scenarios for Larned, it would most likely put all three of Lakin, Larned, and Cimarron in a three-way tie, so it would come down to points. Cimarron has beaten Larned, Lakin has beaten Cimarron, and we wait and see what happens here tonight. Cimarron is playing Hoisington tonight, and I don't want to be too jumpy, but if you look on paper, that would be most likely a Hoisington win over Cimarron. But hey, that football's a funny looking ball, and it can bounce a lot of different ways, so you never know. That's why you play the game. I'm going to run our clock down. Well, let's see. No, I need to wait till 12 minutes to just under 15 minutes, just over 14 minutes to go. Oh, it reset to 15, so there we go. We're down to 14:12, so I think, well, I'll try to figure this out. I'm just going to wait for it to hit 12, and then I'll start it from there. So those of you watching at home will know how much time we have left in our halftime. Our halftime sponsor, the Kearney County Bank.
Home improvements that have had to wait. The dream vacation your family deserves. Even college tuition. Garden City State Bank can help you make it all happen now, not someday. With a home equity line of credit, you can borrow up to 90% of the value of your home, and the interest may be tax deductible. Plus, there are no closing costs, no application fees, and no annual fees. A fast, easy, convenient home equity line of credit from Garden City State Bank, a branch of the Kearney County Bank. Subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Our halftime thoughts and recap brought to you by the fine folks of Lakin Recreation. The Lakin Recreation football teams honored in between the first and second quarters tonight. But once again, thank you to Lakin Rec and all the great sponsors. Our halftime thoughts and recap brought to you by the Lakin Rec Commission.
It's time to get involved with the Lakin Recreation Commission, 702 North Campbell in Lakin. The Lakin Rec Commission with Wellness Center, aerobics, adult programs, youth programs, sewing, and more. For more information about all the great activities of the Lakin Rec Commission, call 620-355-7039. The Lakin Recreation Commission, providing recreational opportunities to enhance the quality of life for the people of the community by promoting social interaction and the productive use of leisure time.
Welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We're at the half. The Bronx leading the Larned Indians by the score of 22-12. Crowd just milling around here at the half. The band keeping the crowd fired up. Once again tomorrow, the Lady Bronx volleyball team travels to Goodland for 3A sub-state action. Matches start at 2 o'clock. where's it Goodland? It might be 2 o'clock Mountain. I never did check to see, but I do want to let Lakin fans know that we won't be going to Goodland tomorrow. I apologize for that, but I had prior commitments, and we won't be making the trip. Lakin Bronx cross-country teams also at Goodland for the 3A Regional, for an opportunity to go to next week's state tournaments and state meets. So best of luck to both of those teams. Once again, want to send a congratulations to Lady Bronx golfer Allie Mead, who finished 18th at this past Monday and Tuesday's 321A state golf meet at Cary Park in Hutchinson. Allie finished 18th and earned all state honors. So congratulations to Allie as well. Halftime thoughts? Really, other than that late interception late in the first half for the Bronx, it's been a clean game for both teams. Both teams, their first 2 drives, the first 4 drives of the game, resulted in touchdowns. Then the Bronx turned it over on downs. Larned got it back, had to punt. Then on Lakin's next possession, they scored a touchdown. Then forced Larned to punt once again. But Lakin, 2 plays later, threw the interception. And then Larned runs out the half. So 8 possessions. Actually 10 possessions. 5 touchdowns. Larned will get the kick to start our second half. Who would have thought? October 21st. Beautiful weather for football. 67 degrees, no wind at all. Good crowd outside. Great night for football, and it's been a good football game. Middle school basketball starting Monday for the Lakin Middle School. Wrestling started practicing this week already. Their first meet is next Saturday. Middle school basketball, I don't think their first game is like November 7th or something like that. So they have a few weeks to go. Yeah, November 7th is the first middle school basketball game. So I'm going to wish all of those kids best of luck on their seasons. They are the future. So best of luck this year. Halftime thoughts and recap brought to you by Lakin Rec Commission. We'll be back right after this.
It's time to get involved with the Lakin Recreation Commission, 702 North Campbell in Lakin. The Lakin Rec Commission with Wellness Center, aerobics, adult programs, youth programs, sewing, and more. For more information about all the great activities of the Lakin Rec Commission, call 620-355-7039. The Lakin Recreation Commission, providing recreational opportunities to enhance the quality of life for the people of the community by promoting social interaction and the productive use of leisure time.
Now, if I would have lined somebody up to come talk with me at halftime so I didn't have to sit up here and just ramble on, would have been brought to you by Shorty's Cafe. Thanks to Shorty's Cafe, Main Street Lakin, the home of the Cory Burger. I call it the home because that's my favorite. But delicious, homemade, authentic Mexican food. Eric Escabel in the kitchen does a great job. I'll tell you what, you won't leave hungry, that's for sure. But hey, a shout out to the crew at Shorty's Cafe tonight. Have us on the screen in the dining room. So hope they're having a good time. Ought to be here. It's a fun night. But hey, you're there. And I know Perla and the gang are watching us because the club is open as well, so they're watching us back there as well tonight. So shout out to all of those at Shorty's. Excellent place to eat. Like I said, if I'd lined up an interview, we'd have had that right here, and instead of me yambling on. I want to wish J.D. Ham once again a speedy recovery from surgery last week. J.D., of course, is the play-by-play voice for Bronx football for us here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Even though, basically LakinSports.com is my baby. Got it started 16 years ago, but JD with the football play-by-play. I keep stats and keep the production computer because JD will be the first one to tell you he's not keeping stats. But we've been partners for parts of 18 years now. So JD, a great friend, and hope you're getting better. I talked to him a few days ago. He is getting better. It's just going to be a long process. And sad to say, as we get older, the recovery times take a little bit longer. So, JD, take care of yourself. And like I said in the pregame, maybe the Bronx will keep this season going, and you'll be able to join us maybe for a playoff game if we could keep this going. So, but as always, thanks for all that you do, because I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for you 18 years ago, we wouldn't have been here. And I'll tell you, I sit and think about it, what it would be like with no LakinSports.com or Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We've done over 1,300 broadcasts in that amount of time. And you just think about it. It would have been a big void, and I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thought that I have. It's just like, what if I wasn't doing this? I'd be on the sideline running chains like I was doing 18 years ago when I started off with JD. So I know I would still be down there, but this booth I'm in would be empty. So I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Wouldn't even know how to explain it. But you know what? I'm glad we're here. Glad we've been able to do it, and glad I got to meet J.D. Ham and became a broadcaster, I guess, so to speak. Or at least somebody that talks anyway. I don't know about broadcaster, but at least I I talk anyway. Had some nice comments on our YouTube channel. Thank you to everybody for the kind words. Appreciate it. And appreciate the fans from Larned. Glad you're able to join us. And like I said earlier, I hate to get on a box and knock anybody, but LakinSports.com, Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, still free to watch. So glad you're able to tune in and watch us. A lot of places are, offering video, but that's all it is. Video and no commentary. So, I don't know. I'm happy that we're able to still offer it for free. So it's kind of how we went the YouTube way, so we could keep it free for everybody. So we appreciate everybody. And take another time out. Our halftime sponsor, the Kearney County Bank of Lakin.
When you choose a bank, you're investing your trust in a group of people who will be handling your hard-earned money. You look to them for expertise in financing your dream home and your teenager's first car, purchasing farm equipment, or expanding your business. At Kearney County Bank, we're invested in a community we believe in. Let us be your choice in community banking. Visit KearneyCountyBank.com or come by 221 North Main Street in Lakin or Garden City State Bank, a branch of the Kearney County Bank, 1910 East Marion, Garden City, and see what our staff can do for you. The Kearney County Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Kearney County Bank, pretty much the original sponsor here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Happy to have them on board, and I'll tell you what, they were the first inductee as a contributor in the inaugural Lakin High School Athletics Hall of Fame. Started last year at the Stampede in April, so the Kearney County Bank as a contributor. The first contributor inducted to the Lakin High School Athletics Hall of Fame. Just over 2 minutes to go on the initial clock. They'll put 3 minutes back up and run it again. We get set to start our second half. Once again, the Bronx leading it by the score of 22-12. Excuse me. Those of you that may be watching tonight that will be coming to games in the future, we do have an FM transmitter set up, so you can bring a headset, bring a radio, and you can listen to us live from the ball game on FM 107.1 on our FM transmitter, if you would so like to do. I know some that enjoy it. I know my mom and dad always, when they would come to games when my oldest son played football, even my youngest son was playing football as well. If we were on the air, they were in their pickup watching and had us on the radio. So just another feature that we try to give the fans another opportunity. So those of you that will be coming to a game in the near future, bring your radio. You know, basketball season really is going to be here before we know it here in just about, 5.5 weeks. So bring your headset to the gym and you can listen to all the action live on your headset if you so choose to. And if not, of course, you can, it'll be a delay, but you can sit and watch it on your phone too, but it'll be about a 10-second delay. But yeah, I guess, you can do what you want. About ready to put the 3-minute buffer on for halftime, and then we'll get set to go here in the second half. Larned will receive the second half kick, and the Bronx leading 22-12. And the clock is running under 3 minutes to go before we kick things off here in our second half. Once again, our halftime sponsor has been the Kearney County Bank of Lakin and Garden City. We'll be back.
Home improvements that have had to wait. The dream vacation your family deserves. Even college tuition. Garden City State Bank can help you make it all happen now, not someday. With a home equity line of credit, you can borrow up to 90% of the value of your home, and the interest may be tax deductible. Plus, there are no closing costs, no application fees, and no annual fees. A fast, easy, convenient home equity line of credit from Garden City State Bank, a branch of the Kearney County Bank. Subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Our upcoming third quarter brought to you by the fine folks of Lakin Drug, East Highway 50. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. And Lakin Drug, utilize their drive-through. You can now pick up your prescriptions and all your needs at their handy drive-through. Also, Lakin Drug is a UPS pickup and drop location. So if you're needing to send a package, take it to Lakin Drug, set it up, UPS will pick it up for you. The longest 18 minutes of sports is when I have to sit up here and talk. But now we're ready for action. I'm not going to shut up, I guess, but I guess I don't have to talk as much. But at least I know what at least I'm talking about something that's going on instead of babbling. But appreciate everybody for putting up with me. Maybe next week I'll line up somebody to talk to at halftime. Bronx will kick. Bronx going from our right to our left in this third quarter. Kicking for the Bronx Aaron Gonzalez. Back to return for Larned is Reynolds. Bronx were ready to go, but they haven't reset the clock yet. So now we're reset and we are ready to go. Ball fell off the tee, but there's no way it blew off. Just didn't have it set right because there is no wind to blow that tee off. Our third quarter brought to you by Lakin Drug. Back to kick, Aaron Gonzalez. And it's up and away. Bounces at the 20. Reynolds picks it up, looking for a wall to the left side, gets it across the 20, across the 25 before he's rolled up. Can't catch a number on the other side. I think that's Blagosh with the stop. Yep, Blagosh on the stop for the Bronx. I'll run our clock back up. I apologize. It was running, and so first and 10, Indians at their 26-yard line. From the gun, as Larned has been all game. On the carry to the near side, brought down by Oldham. Also in on the stop was Darian Edgington. Gain of 2 brings up second down and 8. Shaver back to pass, and he's going to be wrapped up. The sack is back across the 20. Edgington once again in the backfield. Draven Shavira back there as well. So a huge loss of 10 on the play for Larned. 3rd and 18 now for the Indians. So the Bronx defense answering the bell to start this second half. Obel in motion. Now we'll catch the swing pass. Oh, he's leveled just after catching the pass. Javian Granado with the tackle in the backfield. Obel came in motion, took a set as the tailback with Shaver. Caught the swing pass, but the Bronx defended it perfectly. And another loss makes it 4th and 22 for the Indians. Got a whistle at the snap. The officials will confer. There is a flag on the play. Illegal procedure against Larned, and the Indians are backing themselves into a deep hole. And that'll be 4th and 27. Back to the 9-yard line. Shaver got the punt off. Ball bouncing around. The Bronx will have it in great field position at the Larned 37-yard line. So good defensive stand for the Bronx to open this third quarter. And actually they've spotted at the Larned 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Bronx. Bronx leading 22-12. We're just underway second half. Shaky to the near side. Flags come in. They blow the play dead. Usually on the offense when you blow it dead like that, especially the The head of the white hat had it, so I'm going to say motion by Lakin, but they're going to confer. Dead ball, illegal procedure against the Bronx. Marches them back 5, 1st and 15 now from the 40-yard line. Bronx now in a tight package. Renato in motion. Oldham skips through the line of scrimmage. Will take it across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. And on the stop, I saw 56, Carter Atterbury. Oldham with 7 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 8. Receiver split to the right side. Beltran up the middle. I don't know if that was a missed handoff to Coulter or if he was supposed to follow him. He did go through the line and pick up 2 yards and bring up 3rd down and 6. Actually 3rd down and 7. The Bronx, after a big defensive stop, don't want to give it back here. They'd like to take this in and score with it. Shaky, split to the near side. Renato in motion, grabs the handoff, and he is brought down in the back. Well, no, he is stacked up, but he was still running. They pushed him back, but he was still free, but they blew it dead. That'll bring a 4th down and 9 as Granado brought down for a 2-yard loss. Looks like the Bronx may try to go for it here. And they will. Draven Shavira, the punter, is on the field, but Bronx break huddle. Pitches to Oldham, near side, looking for a block. Gets it to the 30, and before he is driven back, Shaver on the tackle along with Ty Smith. And the Bronx will turn it over on downs. The 1st and 10 Indians from their own 30-yard line. Each team has had 1 possession. Larned punted, Bronx lost it on downs. Pass left side, Jaden Smith with it across the 40 to the 45-yard line. And he's brought down just across the 45 and a Larned 1st down. First and 10 from the Larned 46-yard line. Pass to the near side, complete to Luke Fisher. We'll just get back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd down and 10. Pass out on the right flat across midfield will be short of the 1st down yard to gain by about a yard. Caden Obel on the reception. That'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Indians. Shaver from the gun. Give is up the middle to Fisher. He will have the first down, falling across the 45 to the 43-yard line. Colter Oldham on the stop for Lakin. 1st and 10, Larned. Larned with a much better drive on their second possession of this second half than their first possession. Legal procedure called against Larned. They blow the play dead. It's a 5-yard penalty. Brings up 1st and 15 for the Indians. I like the white hat tonight. He's doing a great job of starting and stopping the clock, but he does it where you can see him. A lot of times it's just, oh, by the way, start the clock, or just, just not as definitive, I guess. Pass to the left side, complete to Auble. Jukes, the first offender, gets it across the 40, across the 35-yard line. So a 1st and 15, gain of 13 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 2. Give up the middle to Fisher. He's across the 30 to the Bronx 28-yard line. Another first down for the Indians. In on the stop, Shaky. And the clock's still running. I don't think they stopped it for the first down that time. So I'll run it down and we'll catch up to him. So 1st and 10, Larned now from the Bronx 28-yard line. Shaver back to pass. Nobody there. He'll roll to the near side. Now fire late. Auble with it inside the 10. He'll be out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Driven out by Ross Ryder. But 1st and goal from the 2-yard line for Larned. First and goal, Indians. Shaver, low snap, gives it to Fisher off the right side. He will score. Fisher with the 2-yard run. Scores for Larned. Larned will go for 2. Shaver in the gun, tight formation. Shaver with the snap. Rolling to his left. Draven giving chase. And he'll be in for the 2-point conversion. So with the 2-point conversion, Larned pulls to within 2 at 22-20 with 5:01 to go in the third quarter. Bronx defense came out strong in that first possession, pushing Larned back to a 4th and 27. They had to punt, but that drive, Larned definitely made some adjustments and had no trouble scoring on a 70-yard drive. Cade Colglazer to kick for the Indians. Beltran and Ryder back to return for Lakin. Armando Salcido not suited up tonight. The word I got, he hasn't cleared the final hurdle for concussion protocol. So hopefully we'll get Armando back for next week. Low squibber on the ground. And it's going to stay in bounds, and Larned, I think, is going to get it. The Bronx did not recover that football. They let it roll on the turf, and Larned will get it. So 1st and 10, Larned at the Bronx 24-yard line. Flag on the play. Legal procedure on Larned. That'll push them back 5, make it 1st and 15, but a huge turning point in this contest. Larned scoring to pull within 2 and get the ball back on a squib kick that the Bronx did not recover. I'm sure they were hoping that it would roll out of bounds, but you have to make sure you get the football. So 1st and 15 for the Indians. Shaver from the gun. On the run near side, there is a flag on the play. And Shaver brought down by Javion Granado. Will be a loss of 1, but we'll see what the flag is from the far side. Larned's backing up, so I think it's against Larned. It would be 2nd down and, holding Lakin. Okay. And the officials explain it to the Larned captain what they want to do. And I'm going to wait and see here as well. I was surprised on the Lakin hold, but it was a passing opportunity, so unlike the college and pro game, that's not a 5-yard automatic. That's a 10-yard penalty, and that'll give Larned 1st and 1 from the Bronx 14-yard line. So 1st and barely even a football, maybe. Now they will back it up, so 1st and. So 1st and. Well, they said 2nd down, but it's 1st and 2. Because that was a 1st and 15 play. Fisher up the middle, gets it across the 15-yard line. Should have enough for the 1st down, but with the angle, we'll wait and see here. The official's trying to look at it. I'm going to say he's got it, and he does. By looking at where the first stick was. Darn it, I let my clock run again. Hope people aren't relying on the clock, because that guy running the clock's not very good. So 1st and 10 from just inside the Bronx 15-yard line for Larned. Give from the left side. Auble breaks 2 tackles and will sprint into the end zone. And with that touchdown, Larned's first lead of the ball game. They trailed by 10 at half. And they've scored on their last 2 possessions. Indians will go for 2. Shaver back to pass. Intercepted in the end zone. Shaky with the catch. That'll stop Larned from adding to their total. But with 4:25 to go in the 3rd quarter, Larned with their first lead at 26-22. We're going to take a quick timeout. Our third quarter brought to you by Lakin Drug. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. .425 remaining in the third. Larned with 2 straight scores. Larned taking a short field there. Only 24 yards to take the lead. Colglazer to kick. Beltran and Ryder to receive. Another low squibber on the ground. The Bronx will fall on it this time. Same exact play that the Bronx failed to recover the last kick. Granado covering that one up for Lakin. Bronx do that on the last kick. It's still a Bronx lead. So the Bronx, 1st and 10 from their 32-yard line. Tight formation, Maddox under center. Granado in motion. Oldham takes it on the left side, out near the 35-yard line. Gain of 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 7. Once again, want to wish Jared a happy birthday tomorrow. My son also helps us out a lot here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. He's the color guy for Bronx basketball. So wish him a happy birthday tomorrow. He couldn't be with us tonight because he's on his way to Colorado to spend the weekend for his birthday. Gain of about 4 yards on the play brings up 3rd down and 3. Big possession for the Bronx. They want to come out of this possession with some points. Shaky comes wide near side. 4th and 3. From the Bronx 39-yard line. Granado in motion. Give is to Oldham. Hesitated, looking for the hole, waiting for it to open up. He's going to be close to the 1st down. The near official has his foot on the 38, so if that ball touches the 38, well, now it looks like they're going to measure. Okay, if he'll move his feet, yeah, I'll tell you what, this is going to be close. I'm going to say he's got it. I can't quite see down the line, but I'm going to say he's got it. But I'm also a homer. But no, the way it looks, I'm going to say just maybe by a stripe of the football. And it is. So 1st and 10, Bronx. Second measurement tonight. Chain gang earning their stripes tonight. Oldham bounces off the first defender. First hit was Ricky Slatter. He bounced off him. Gonna get 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 7. Shaky wide to the right side from the 45. Give is to Ryder. He'll get across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Not even to the 46. So a gain of yard on gain of a yard on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6. Almost 7. We'll call it 6. Maddox over to the sideline. 15 seconds on the play clock. Bronx are going to have to call it and hurry to the line. Big 3rd down in this part of the 3rd quarter for Lakin's offense. Fake to Granado. Pass is complete to Oldham on the right side. Tackled inbounds as the clock continues to run. He's across the 50 to the 49. And I think that's going to bring up a 4th and 1. Nice play by the Bronx, but defended well by the Indians to hold Oldham short of the 1st down. They've got 1st down on the box over there, but it is 4th and 1. There they change it. Bronx are going for it at the Larned 49-yard line. Maddox will keep it, and I think he's going to get across. And a 1st down for Lakin. 1st and 10 for the Bronx at the Larned 47-yard line, as the official starts the clock at 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Ryder in motion. Beltran keeps to the near side. He's wrapped up by Carter Crosby. And he's going to lose. Well, they're going to say the far official got him back to the original. Well, near official's going to say he lost 2 yards. So 2nd and 12 now for Lakin as the clock continues to run. Might have been the last play of the 3rd quarter there with 13 seconds on the clock. Bronx will hustle to the line. Drew Patterson, the receiver, to the near side. Shaky to the right. Fake to Oldham. Screen pass. Complete to Oldham. He's across the 40, and time will run out of the 3rd quarter. I'll tell you what, Maddox took a shot after he got rid of the football. But I'll tell you, if he would have had time, and I know that was a designed draw play, a screen pass, Ross Ryder would still be running to Deerfield. He was so wide open down the middle of the field, but credit to Maddox, he was under duress. So, I know you go with the play call, but Bronx might want to keep that one in their memory bank for plays to come. That is the end of our 3rd quarter. The 3rd quarter brought to you by Lakin Drug. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. So the Bronx will have it 3rd and 1 from the Larned 39-yard line as we start the 4th quarter. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining me for Bronx football here tonight. Been a good game between the Bronx and the Indians of Larned. First ever regular season meeting between these two teams. The 2nd ever meeting. They met in the playoffs in 2017, and there's a defensive offsides. The Bronx were able to get them to jump that time. Near official had no choice but to throw that because all the Bronx were like, there it is, offsides. So A big first down for the Bronx, now at the Larned 33-yard line. Rider in motion, Maddox throws right side, intended for Granado. Makes the catch down to the 6-yard line. Javian Granado in coverage and the catch. First and goal, Bronx from the Larned 6-yard line. What a pass by Maddox Beltran. Dropped it in coverage. Javian with a nice catch in traffic. And the Bronx first and goal. Oldham up the middle. Started to the left side, crosses it over, and he's in for a Bronx touchdown. So the Bronx retake the lead at 28-26. They will go for two. Shaky split to the near side. Give is to Oldham. And he goes nowhere. Shooting that gap was Ty Smith. Tell you what, as a junior, Larned's got a good lineman right there. Ty Smith is a good ball player. Fourth quarter brought to you by the Golden Plains Credit Union.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You can lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
Welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Bronx led it by 10 at the half. They regained the lead on a Coulter Oldham 6-yard run. Good ball game. If you're just joining us, you've missed a good one. And I'll tell you what, stay with us. This is going to be good from here on out. We do have 11:35 remaining in the ball game. Aaron Gonzalez to kick. Low end over end that hits at the 25. Larned will wrap it up. On the coverage is Jacob Colglazer. So Larned first and 10 at their 25-yard line. 11:35 remaining in regulation. Larned comes out, two receivers to the right, one to the near side. Abel now takes the slot position. Shaver from the gun, now looking. Abel with the crossing pattern, has it up the right side. He's across the 30, out to the 40 before he's whipped out of bounds. I believe that was Javian Granado on the coverage. Play was out of bounds, so the clock will remain stopped, but it is first and 10 Larned at their 41-yard line. Shaver once again from the gun, give to Fisher across the 40. Getting tackled at about the 44-yard line. Caden Mings in on the stop. Draven coming out of the pile as well. Gain of 3 brings up second down and 7 for the Indians. Receiver near side, Riley Pontius. Shaver back. And they're going to say a catch. Abel with the diving snag in Bronx territory at the 43-yard line. The official coming clear across the field to question, but they're going to leave it right there. So the reception good, puts Larned in Bronx territory at the 43. Shaver on the carry. Going to gain maybe 1 yard. That'll send up second down and 9. Clock running, just over 10 minutes to play. Bronx leading 28-26. Three receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Shaver all alone in the backfield from the gun. Pass right side. Complete to Jaden Smith. We'll see where they mark him out at, and he's going to be out at the 35-yard line. So a gain of 7. Going to bring up third down and 2 for the Indians at the Bronx 35-yard line. Give us to Fisher. And they stack him up. Might be a short gain of 1, but the Bronx interior defensive line stacking up Fisher. That'll bring up 4th and 2. They're going to say no gain on the play. So the Bronx defense, if they ever wanted to stop, here's their chance. Shaver fakes, takes it off the right side, still up on his feet, and he's finally brought down at the Lakin 25-yard line. The Shaver faked it up the middle to Fisher, kept it around the right side for a Larned first down. First and 10 from the Bronx 26-yard line. Clock is stopped for an out-of-bounds play. I thought it was inbounds. I thought the white hat rolled the clock, but it remains stopped. Fullback field, Shaver with the snap. Goes right now, will bring it all the way to the near side. Abel gets behind the defender, and he's in for the touchdown. That's just a play there that the receiver and quarterback are on the same page. Shaver scrambling. Abel just kept running his route, came back to help, and then took off. Shaver knew where he was going to be. Indians will go for 2. 3 split to the right side, 1 to the near side. And a timeout called by Larned. Oops, I'll reset our timeouts here. Larned with 2 remaining in the half. Bronx still have all 3 of theirs. 9:01 remaining in the game. Larned has retaken the lead at 32-28. Bronx led 22-12 at halftime. I want to thank Midwest Health Services in Garden City for their support here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. I want to thank all the fans from Larned able to watch tonight. Thanks for the kind words. that we have seen, and everybody on our chat line with the comments. We appreciate it. Larned with the timeout. They have 2 remaining. Larned going for 2. Trying to extend the 4-point lead. Shaver, roll out, right side. We've got a flag coming in behind the play. Shaver, the attempt is no good. And Larned's coach out on the field, clear past the numbers. Hold against Larned. It will be, of course, declined. So Larned with 9:01, leading 32-28. Bronx led at 22-12 at halftime. The Bronx defense forced Larned into a 4th and 27 on their opening possession of the second half, and things were looking good for the Bronx. But the Bronx they could not answer on the next possession, turned it over on downs. And Larned has scored on their last 3 possessions. And sorry, didn't put the Larned points up. There they are. Beltran and Ryder back to receive for Lakin once again. Cade Colglazer to kick. Low kick. That time will go out of bounds, so the Bronx will have great starting field position on this possession here with 9:01 to go. So they're going to make him kick it over. They're going to take the 5-yard penalty to back them up. It's kind of interesting. I thought they would get the ball at least the 40. Huh. Well, Bronx want a chance at a return. We'll see if it pays off. To Colglazer, back to kick once again. Now from the 35-yard line. Low squiver once again. Picked up by Granado. Brought down at the Bronx 42-yard line. In on the stop was Luke Fisher. From the 43-yard line. Interesting. I'll have to ask him. My son is a referee. I'll have to ask him on that kick out of bounds where it actually gets spotted. I thought it was like a 20-yard penalty, so the Bronx would have had it at the 40. They gained 3 yards out of that play. Shaky wide to the left side. Bronx 1st and 10. Give this to Oldham, left side. Drugged down as he crosses the 45-yard line. Brought down by number 53, and I apologize those who might be watching for number 53. He's not in the program, so if they change numbers, I was not aware of it. But a good stop up the middle. Oldham with a gain of 2. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Bronx with receiver split both sides. Maddox, the fake, brings it right side. He's across midfield, across the 45, before brought down. Once again, 53 in on the stop. Luke Fisher in on the stop for Larned. And the Bronx with another 1st down. 8:06. Clock is running in the fourth. Bronx with the football, trailing by 4. Ryder in motion. Give is to Oldham. They'll give him forward motion to the 41-yard, well, just across the 42-yard line. So a gain of 1 yard on the play brings up 2nd down and 9. A huge possession for the Bronx with the clock running at 7:40 in the contest. Been back and forth in this second half after the Bronx had a 10-point lead at the half. Oldham with the carry to the near side, down at the 30-yard line. The score is correct on our scoreboard. It is 32-28. In favor of the Indians. Javion Granado, the carry around the left side. Going to be good for 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 for the Bronx at the end, just inside the Indian 25-yard line. Adric split to the near side. Granado in motion. Beltran fakes. Pass is complete to Ryder at the 20. Stumbles out of bounds near the 10-yard line. Nice patience on that pass by Maddox Beltran. Good hands by Ryder. It'll be 1st and 10, I believe, from the Larned 11-yard line. Play was out of bounds. Clock remains stopped at 6:12. Bronx come to the line in a tight formation. 1st and 10 from the Larned 11. Give is to Oldham up the middle. He's across the 10. We'll be down to about the 8-yard line, so a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Oldham once again on the carry, takes it down to just outside the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for Lakin after a gain of 2. Maddox keeps it. He's across the 5, down to about the 2-yard line. They're going to stop the clock to check this out. Thinking initial spot might have been short, but if the nose is inside the 2, I'm going to say he's got it. No, they're going to say he's just shy of the 2, so it's 4th and 1 for the Lakin Bronx inside the Larned 5-yard line. Make it the 2-yard line. Fourth and 1 from the 2-yard line. Bronx type formation. Indians bunched up as well. Maddox gives. Oldham into the end zone. Touchdown, Lakin. Bronx have retaken the lead, 34-32, and will go for 2 here. From the Wildcat, Oldham with the snap, throw to the right side, Beltran with the catch. Nice play drawn up by the Bronx offense there. The Bronx back on top now by 4, 36-32. Our fourth quarter brought to you by the Golden Plains Credit Union. We're going to take a timeout to catch our breath. Folks, don't go away.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
.442 remaining on the clock. Bronx have reclaimed the lead at 36-32. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight for Bronx football. Aaron Gonzalez to kick for Lakin. Auble and Reynolds to return for Larned. High wobbly kick, takes a backwards bounce, ball still loose, Bronx got it! Ross Ryder on the recovery for the Bronx. A high wobbly kick by Gonzalez. It took a backwards hop, and then it was hot potato from there. But the Bronx get it back in great field position. First and 10, and the officials are conferring, but the Bronx did recover it. So what happened to the Bronx on a kick by Larned with 4:59 to go in the third, where Larned recovered after the So the Bronx somewhat redeemed themselves from failing to recover that kick in the third. They get one that was loose on the Larned side. First and 10 Bronx at the Larned 22-yard line. Give this to Oldham. He is wrapped up on the left side. Nothing doing on that carry. In on the stop, Luke Fisher leading the way. Might have actually gained 1 yard falling ahead. So second down and 9. Second down and 10 from the 23-yard line. Maddox under center. Receiver near side, receiver far side. Give us to Ryder. Ryder through the line, 10-5. He walks into the end zone. Ross Ryder with the 23-yard touchdown. Bronx now lead it by 10 as they'll go for 2. Pitch. Oldham coming near side. He's tripped into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is good. 3:47 to go in the ball game. Bronx now lead it by 12. between the two teams in this second half. Larned punted their first possession of the second half. The Bronx lost it on down. 6 straight possessions that these teams have scored here in this second half. .347 to play. Bronx on top, 44-32. Win by the Bronx. They host week 9. A loss, the Bronx are on the road. High end-over-end kick. Larned will field it and down it right away. First and 10 Indians at their own 36-yard line, 3:45 to play. What a ball game this has been. I hope everybody at home is enjoying this one as well. Shaver from the gun. Pass right side. Fisher wrapped up. He's going to lose a couple. Jeremy Orpiza on the stop. And they're going to say, well, it's back to the 35, so it's going to be second down and 11. The sticks didn't move, but, whoops, can't do that. I said a second and 111. You can't even do that. Shaver back to pass. The flag is down on the play, rolling near side, and he's going down. Oh, don't pile on, and the Bronx hit him after he went down. Bronx did not need to do that because he can't get up. So you've got 2 flags on the play. The other one's downfield, so it might be against the Bronx as well, but now they tie on a late hit. Very costly mistake for the Bronx there after Shaver went down. Credit the defensive line. Shaver's had some time to throw, and he's had some room to run, definitely. But I'll tell you what, the Bronx defense has done good to keep him on the run. So long conversation by the officials. Larned's coach is clear out to the hash marks. But Lakin's coach is out past the numbers. My honest opinion, coaches need to stay on the sideline where they need to be. I mean, I've seen coaches out to the hash marks where it's an automatic flag, and I know they're just talking about the penalty right here. They're going to get clarification, but you know what? The officials will come and tell you. But there again, that's just what I see. Long discussion of what they're going to call here. I mean, they've got 2 flags at the 28. That is the late hit. There's a flag at the 43. So now here's the white hat. Can be holding Lakin and a dead ball, personal foul. So they're going to get 10 yards for the holding and then 15 for the dead ball. I don't know. I don't know that I agree with dead ball, but he was already down. So bad break for the Bronx there, especially with the late hit. That's unfortunate for Lakin. That will give Larned a first down, because I think it's going to be 10 yards from the line of scrimmage and then 15. So that'll take it to the Bronx 47. And back to my comment with coaches on the field. I mean, nobody was ever irate. It was just, I think they were all standing there wanting a clarification. You know, no animation, anything like that. But I don't know. So first and 10, Larned from the Bronx 47-yard line. A big penalty there. The worst one was the late hit on the Bronx. Shaver from the gun. Straight drop. They're setting up the screen. Shaver gets loose running near side, fires it deep, intended for Cole Glazer, and it will be incomplete. On the coverage was Drew Patterson. So that'll be a second down and 10 with 2:47 to play. Once again, the Broncs, like I said, on defense, Shaver's had time to throw, but they've also kept him on the run. Delivers a nice ball, really does, throwing on the run. So 2nd 10 from the gun once again. And he's on the run again. Near side has an opening across midfield, across the 40. Chased out of bounds there. He'll be short of the first down, but chased out by Blygosh. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Indians as the clock stops with 2:39 to play. From the gun once again, Shaver plenty of time, now tucks it, he's going to be dropped. Great closing by Jeremy Orpiza. Draven Shavira had Shaver. Jeremy sprinted in from his defensive back position to finish off the play. And just like that, it is 4th and 12 for Larned. A loss of 8 on the play. Actually going to be 4th and 11. 3 receivers to the far side. Now Auble comes to the near side. So 2 right, 2 left. Fisher, the lone back in the backfield. Shaver back. And now is committed to the run. Cuts it back to midfield. He's going to score. Across the 20, the 10. Shaver in for a touchdown. Holy cow, how that changed on a 4th and 11 from the 48-yard line. Wow. Like I said, he's looked good in open space throwing the football. That time he tucked it and was able to take it 47 yards for a touchdown. They'll go for 2. Fisher comes to the slot near side. Shaver knocked away. Colter Oldham knocked that pass away. And with 1:44 to play, Broncs will still lead it by 6, 44-38. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'm going to say this one's far from over. Seventh straight possession between the two teams that have resulted in touchdowns in this second half. Both teams started out the game 4 straight possessions between the two of them. I'm almost tired and I get to sit here. What a football game. This has been a fun game. 44-38, Broncs lead it with 1:44 remaining. Larned with 2 timeouts, the Broncs with 3. A very critical kick here. Of course, I'm sure Larned will onside kick, because if they kick deep, the Broncs can just return it and 1 first down and it's over, with Larned with 2 timeouts. So the Broncs need their hands team up front, and they are out there. Broncs, and there's a late hit. He was down on the ground. That was Colter Oldham with the recovery. He comes up limping, but there was another hit on the ground after he recovered that. So this will be a late hit on Larned. So the Broncs will have it 1st and 10 in Larned territory. And the thing about it is, I look at those penalties, they're costly. That's kids playing hard. That one was, you don't want to see a kid hit that's on the ground, but that's just high school football players playing hard. The 1st and 10 Bronx from the Larned 39-yard line with 1:42 to play. Timeout situation. Bronx don't need to worry about theirs, but Larned with 2. Lakin with 1 first down can almost ice this thing. Bronx from the type formation. Maddox under center. Ryder in motion. Got the Indians to jump. That will be an offsides penalty. 1st and 5. That'll take it down to the 34-yard line. Bronx 1st and 10 from the Larned 34-yard line. Type formation, give to Oldham up the middle. Takes the pile to the 30, and a timeout called by Larned. Their second. Oldham comes up limping once again. Looks like they're going to get him down to just inside the 32-yard line. That'll 2nd down and 2 for the Bronx. At the conclusion of our game, we'll have our player of the game. Coach Bamberger will come to the booth to talk to me. We won't talk to him on the field tonight. I'm flying solo. I do want to thank Gage DeHone on our camera tonight. Great job as always. I'll tell you what, I sure appreciate all the work that he does for us here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. And he's already told me he's going to be available for basketball as well, so that's cool. Good kid. I enjoy having him doing the camera for us. And of course, he's also filming it for the team as well, but they're using my camera. I'm just piggybacking. I just need the video. I don't need anything recorded or anything, although I am recording, but I just need somebody to move the camera back and forth. 2nd and 2 for the Bronx, Larned with 1 timeout remaining. Ryder went in motion. They'll reset it. Larned didn't bite that time. Give us to Oldham. He tries to hurdle the first defender. No gain on the play. Clock continues to run. Larned has 1 timeout remaining. No gain on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 for the Bronx. Very dangerous play to dive in the middle of the line. Clock continues to run at 1:11. Bronx picked this first down up. They can pretty much go into victory formation. 104 and counting. 44 for Lakin, 38 for Larned. And Lakin's just going to draw the timeout. They're going to take a timeout, and they will. They'll get a timeout with the clock continues to run for Lakin. Okay, they got 50 on the clock. I saw 52 when the timeout was made, so correction has been made. Coming into tonight, Coulter Oldham needed 113 yards to rush for 1,000 on the season. I do not have any official stats for Coulter, but I'm going to say it's safe to say that he's got it. He's had another good evening tonight. Tell you what, this has been a complete team victory. The defense has done great. Maddox has managed a great ball game. So 3rd and 2 for the Bronx. First down here, ices it. Ryder in motion, gets a pitch, right side across the 20, still on his feet. And he'll have the first down, but there is a flag on the play. And that's going to be in the position, it's going to be in the area of a hold. The position of the flag is the 19-yard line. That'll take it. That could still be a first down if you mark off 10 from the spot. That'll take to the 29, and it's still a first down. And if that's the case, Bronx should be able to run it out. So 10 yards from the spot of the foul, takes it to the 29. The line to gain is just shy of the 29. So an interesting spot. We'll see if they want to measure. Measure it. Make the chain gang run this all the way over here. And they're going to bring them. Make them run over here. Oh. Anybody that knows the chain gang, please don't tell on me for laughing that they have to run clear to from one sideline to the other. I've run chains for many, many, many years. Had a few measurements myself, but I laugh at these guys. I think Lakin's going to have it. Official stretches it. Oh my goodness, it's going to be just short. So it's going to be 3rd down again and 3rd and chain links. Wow. Well, they're saying 4th down. That was just 3rd and 3, wasn't it? It wouldn't be 4th down. That's a penalty. It stays 3rd down. The white hat stopped. It is 3rd down. The 4 officials pointing that okay, there they change it to 3rd. It should be 3rd down. There we go. 42 seconds to go. 3rd and inches for the Bronx. Beltran keeps it up the middle. He should have it. But we'll wait and see as they unpile. No. They're actually showing that he may have lost it. He doesn't have it. They're going to time out to measure. Larned's head coach, Ted Remy, wants a timeout, but the clock's time, it's out for the measurement. So right here, if you want a free timeout, this is where you take advantage of it. But I think they're going to be short. So that's going to bring up a 4th and short for Lakin. Four measurements tonight. Oh my goodness, the officials, he's got it. He gave it to Lakin. I was waiting for him to pull the credit card out. I saw that on an NFL game one time. They brought the credit card out just to slide it in between the nose of the ball and the stick. The Bronx a huge first down. And now can go to victory formation. Larned with one timeout remaining, 37 seconds on the clock. And the clock will start. Larned still with that timeout, and the clock starts. Bronx go to victory formation. They don't even have to go to the line for another 10 seconds. Lakin is going to improve to 6-2 on the year and will host Week 9 next week. I'm ecstatic because I don't have to travel. Larned's not even going to use the timeout. Bronx are going to win it by the score of 44-38. And I'll tell you what, folks, one of the better football games that I've seen in a long, long time. Back and forth. Well-played football game by both teams. I'll tell you what. Nothing out of hand, just two good football teams going at each other. Larned will be on the road next week. Don't know who their opponent will be, but they will be on the road. Larned finishes their regular season at 3-5. So we're going to take a timeout. Once again, the Bronx win it 44-38. Our fourth quarter has been brought to you by the Golden Plains Credit Union, Main Street, Lakin.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
Post-game thoughts and recap brought to you by Hendricks Welding. We'll be back right after this.
Oh, this stupid. When it's time to do that welding, don't do it yourself and make a mess out of it. Call Hendricks Professional Welding Service in Lakin. On the farm, on the ranch, or at your place, or at Hendricks Welding 3 miles west of Lakin. Welding done right the professional way. Call Brad Hendricks at Hendricks Welding at 355-6734. That's Hendricks Welding. Don't do it yourself and make a mess. Just call old Brad.
Bronx win it 44-38. Improved their record to 6-2 on the season. They snap a 2-game losing streak. And with the win, we'll host next week in week 9. That's the important thing, hosting. You don't want to take a 4-hour bus ride and have to play. Bronx can go to get in their usual routine, game day routine on a Friday, come out for a home game next Friday night. So once again, a great game by both teams. Back and forth. Back and forth. Bronx led 22-12 at halftime. Back and forth in the second half. Larned scored to cut it to a 2-point deficit. And then on the ensuing kickoff, the Bronx did not recover the kick. Larned got it on a short field, scored from 24 yards on a 24-yard drive. Then Lakin came back with a touchdown. Then Larned came back. I mean, it was back and forth. 7 straight possessions with a touchdown score between these two teams. And I'll tell you what, probably we give a player the game, and it's a hard decision to make every week. Of course, Colter Oldham with another great game tonight. My goodness, line play. I thought the whole defense played well. But I don't know. I'm still undecided on what I want to do. I have a good idea what I'm going to do. But so many kids deserving tonight, and it's almost to the point it's too bad I don't have 30 more of these, and I just give them to everybody. But I want to thank D-Bach Metals for all of the Player of the Game medallions, and appreciate Dwayne and Jennifer's support, and had the opportunity to follow their kids through sports. Had Jace a few years ago. We've got Tegan going now. Got Bodie in high school as well, so enjoyed following their kids, and we appreciate their support here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube and LakinSports.com. We'll visit with Coach Bamberger. Still some kids on the field, coaches, everybody congratulating Coach. And so he'll work his way up here. But what a game. I'll tell you what, for a game of this magnitude, as good as this game was, it takes me back to the 1989 year when the Bronx were undefeated, 10-0 going to Smith Center. And I remember playing we played Leota in the final game of the year. It was back and forth for the Bronx to win district, and they played Medicine Lodge here. And to me, those were two of the best games, back and forth. But this one, definitely great. And Coach, I was going to have you just join me outside the window because it's too crowded here inside. But the one thing they always tell me to broadcast, though, is never run before you put a headset on. Now you're out of breath.
Yeah, give me some time. Talk for a little bit.
If I had some water here, I'd give it to you. Oh, I'll tell you what a football game. I mean, this in the first half, it looked like the Bronx might be on their way to a win. Larned had, they had different ideas, but I'll tell you what, the Bronx showed the best, as much mettle as they could show tonight and pull out this win. But I'll tell you what, I told people during the broadcast, probably one of the best high school football games I've seen. I'm glad I had the opportunity to call it because this was quite a football game, Coach.
Yeah, credit to Larned. I felt like we had him on the ropes a few times. We definitely had him in long yardage situations. And they kept playing. They kept snapping the ball. And, when we were playing really well, it was really hard for them. And then they would catch us in stuff here and there. And I feel like they just big played us a lot. They did have a few good drives, but the big plays were killer.
Exactly. And Bronx led it by 10 at half. Larned comes out, the Bronx defense holds them right coming out of the half, thinking, okay, get the ball back, and the Bronx turn it over on downs. Larned scores 2 straight, and that kick that Lakin didn't recover looked like that was going to be the kiss of death as Larned took the short field and took their first lead of the ball game right there.
Yeah, it was such a tough spot, awful scenario, and I think, something we've been really challenging the kids is, how are we going to handle adversity? We haven't always handled adversity this season real well. We've been really good when things are going well, and then I felt like we challenged them to battle in that scenario, and it was definitely you could definitely feel the momentum swung their way, and, but our kids hung in there and kept playing, and then, got a big series a little bit later that, kind of put us over the top.
From there, the Bronx and Indians played back and forth, and the Bronx ended up as bad as the non-kick recovery was early in the third quarter for the Bronx. They got a break back. Larned, the ball actually took a backward spin off of Gonzalez's foot. Bronx were able to cover it, get one back, so to speak, but then that was when they were able to go back up by 12 and then able to hold off there at the end.
That was so huge. And I think those kind of plays, they're payoffs for hustle.
Yes.
This game will reward you if you hustle, and you could see the hustle in those guys right there, and they happened to be, we say lucky. They were just in the right spot at the right time, but they hustled their tails to that spot, and they were ready to capitalize when the opportunity came, and that was so huge for us.
And you are right. Right place at the right time is due to hustle. And I'll tell you, one thing that we do every week is we name a player of the game, and my goodness, I don't know. There were so many guys that stepped up and played well tonight. I really liked the way the defensive line got after their quarterback. He's a good quarterback in the gun, in the pocket. He can run as we saw with that 47-yard run late. But the Bronx did harass him and keep him on the move a lot tonight.
Yeah, and,
and the defensive backs played well, too.
I was going to say, that those guys, he was running around back there a lot, and our secondary, they gave up a couple early, but I don't think anything late was very easily given. So, I think once the kids settled in and, just trusted each other to play their positions, we made it a lot harder for them to move the ball.
Of course, Coulter Oldham has become the workhorse back for the Bronx. I don't know his stats, but I would think it's safe to say that he crossed 1,000 yards on the season tonight. But I'll tell you what, there again, tough runs up the middle, and I think he just feeds on it anymore.
He's so tough. I don't think he gained an easy yard today. And, those kids up front just kept battling, kept giving him creases here and there, and he just took advantage of every opportunity and hung in there.
And I like how the Bronco offense in the second half drew plays up in the dirt, Coulter with the pass. I like that play.
Yeah, we've been working on it, and I thought Coach Giroux had fantastic timing with it, and it was a good play.
It was a great play at a great time. But like I said, a lot of players tonight. I thought Ross Ryder played well. The defense as a whole played well. But I thought Maddox tonight really managed the game well. He picked up yardage when he needed to. He hasn't been asked to throw the ball a lot, but he threw the ball. There was one down here in traffic that Javian went up and got it in traffic, but Maddox put it in a perfect spot to give the Bronx first and goal from the 10. But I thought Maddox may have played one of his better games tonight.
He's just getting so comfortable and so composed at that position. I think at this point in the season, you can see that he really understands what Coach wants him to do. He understands where he needs to go with the ball, and he's getting really comfortable with that. And I think Coach trusts him more and more every week, and putting those calls into his hands and giving him the opportunity to throw the ball in that scenario just shows that the relationship that those two have.
And the thing about it is now the important thing about tonight's game, Lakin gets to host. And there's nothing better than hosting a home playoff game. It's still technically week 9, but it is the first round of the playoffs now.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what we asked for. We challenged the kids. I said, it don't matter who we're going to play out of that district. They're all good. That district is very solid top to bottom. So to me, it didn't boil down to we want this matchup over this matchup. It was we want to be at home, and we'll take our chances with whoever comes down here. And so that was what we challenged the kids to do. And obviously, we got that opportunity.
Well, Coach, as always, thanks for taking the time. You had to run stairs tonight. You ran some stairs, so tell the kids you got your workout in. So,
I feel like I have been running all over the place today. I don't know what the heck's going on.
You have been. Our player of the game is going to be Maddox Beltran, if you wouldn't mind taking that down.
Sure.
I do have one for the player of the game last week. It was Draven, if you want to take it too.
Sure.
If you can remember which one it goes to, but Draven was our player of the game last week, so I'll give you that, one for him and one for Maddox. Still have some in the bag. We'll present one next week as well. But Coach, congratulations, 6-2 on the regular season. Home playoff game. I love it. We don't have to travel.
You have no idea. I am so happy that we don't have to travel. Those schools up there, man, it feels like they're way up there. So it's nice to be able to stay at home.
Exactly. And when the game's over next week, we can drive home 4 blocks instead of 4 hours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations once again. Have a great weekend.
You
and
too.
We look forward to talking to you next week.
Thanks, Brett. We appreciate you.
You bet. Thank you. Once again, that's Bronx head coach Chris Bamberger of the Bronx with the big win tonight, 44-38. They improved to 6-2 on the season, and will host week 9. I'm going to say against either Russell or Norton. That's kind of what it's looking like, but we'll wait and see how the results come in later tonight. And we'll, of course, we're on the air next week, 6:30 pregame and 7 o'clock kickoff. Want to wish best of luck to the Lady Bronx volleyball team tomorrow in the 3A sub-state in Goodland, and best of luck to the Bronx cross-country teams as they go to the 3A regional meet in Goodland tomorrow as well. But that's going to wrap it up. I want to thank all the great sponsors that make Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible. Thanks to JD Ham, our tech support. Without JD, we wouldn't be here, and he does so many great things for us. JD, get well. Hopefully we can get you back. Once again, the Bronx win it, 44-38. I'm Brett Hendricks. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday.
Well, that wraps things up for today's live webcast on LakinSports.com and Lakin High Sports on the internet. On behalf of Brett and Sandy Hendricks, thank you for joining us, and thanks to our sponsors, the Kearney County Bank and the Garden City State Bank, the Agency of Lakin and Garden City, the Lakin Recreation Commission, Flashbacks Diner of Lakin, the Kearney County Community Development of Ralph Goodnight, Shorty's Cafe of Lakin, Shelter Insurance Gwen Wechter, Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas, the Lakin Dairy and Lakin Hay Fred Ritzema, the Golden Plains Credit Union, the Lakin Pharmacy, Debach Metals, and Hendricks Welding.